Welcome into episode 3 of the Full Court Trap. I'm Splash. He's Jake. We're doing something a little different today, a little earlier than we usually go. It's 5:12 here in Arizona, 7:12 Eastern. But that's because we have a basketball game to watch, and both of us are huge Cavs fans, as you can tell by my hat, as you can tell by our
Shirt right
branding and Jake's shirt. The
here.
Cavs are playing the Hornets down in Charlotte.
Yep, big
Looking
game.
to bounce back. No Garland tonight, but we will talk about Garland a little bit later because
Yes, we will.
he did something a little special
Something that
2
hasn't been
days
done in the
ago.
Cavs in 4 years.
Yeah, so congratulations there. But no Garland tonight. And the Hornets are 5.5-point favorites, so should be fun.
Yep.
Should be fun. I'm trying to stream the game on my phone. Not going so
I've
well.
got my
Jake has,
TV, so if I'm looking up,
There you
that's why.
there you go. That'll
Yeah,
work. I don't know why it's not loading for me.
I think the big keys for the Cavs tonight are I think Goodwin needs to play good basketball like he did a couple games ago. I think they need to dominate the paint. I think if they do that, they have a chance. And they have to shoot the ball well. If they didn't shoot the ball well a couple nights ago, if they don't shoot the ball well, they'll probably lose by a lot of points. But if they can do those three things, if those three things go right, I think they have a very good chance to win this game.
Absolutely. When you have Allen, you have Mobley, and you have these guys that can really affect shots at the rim defensively, and on the other end, pick up the offensive glass and miss a three. Okay, well, you got Allen there to vacuum up the loose ball, put it in for 2 points. It's about being productive on both sides of the floor with, putbacks, offensive rebounds, and then defensively, swat a shot here or there, affect other shots. If you're making them pass out from layups and turn it into 18 footers, that's great. That's great. If they make the 18 footer, so be it, right? If they make the 21 footer, so be it. But if they're passing out of layups, we are doing something right. Mobley, Allen,
Yes.
everything's going right.
Yeah, and also the Hornets' biggest weakness this year has been played by their big men. Like Miles Plumlee's probably. I mean, he's okay, but in terms of starting centers, he's one of the worst in basketball.
Right.
And so Jarrett Allen needs to have his best game in a while tonight. I actually got the game on my phone now, so I don't have to look up, which is good.
Nice.
But yeah, I think Jarrett Allen has to play his best game in couple weeks tonight because he's struggled a little bit recently, which unfortunately I think played a part in him not making the All-Star game last night, which seemed like a lock a couple weeks ago. But yeah,
Although
it is. We have
I believe
All-Star.
there's still an open slot because Kevin Durant has not been replaced yet. So Allen potentially there. The Cavs are out to a 4-3 lead early on, a couple minutes into the first quarter. Allen already making an impact on the glass with 3 rebounds, and he scored all 4 of Cleveland's points. Great start.
That's what he's got to do tonight, and definitely a lot more aggressive than he's been the past few games, so I'm happy about that. What's up, James?
How's it going, James? Love to hear it. Make sure you drop a like, subscribe to the channel. We've actually been doing a lot of Senior Bowl content, so it's nice to break it up with some basketball stuff.
Yeah. Shoot, Okoro is on the ground. Oh, he's fine. Okay.
It's like no injuries here, no injuries.
Another guard injury, to be exact.
No, it's like stop. It's like awful. Garland's already out. Sexton's out for most of the year.
Yes, there's a
Rubio's
chance he can come back.
There's a chance he can come back, but he's still going to be out. I don't know until the last
March,
5 or 10 games of the season.
Very earliest.
Go Cavs, Aaron. Go Cavs.
Love it. Aaron's a big Rams fan, so shout out him. Aaron's the one Rams fan I know who was a fan when they were in LA. Like he was in California when they were in St. Louis, and he was a fan, and then they ended up moving back to California to be the Rams. So that's a real day one Rams fan right there. So shout out Aaron.
Yeah, that reminds me of like Holden and Alexis. Like they were like St. Louis Rams fans, like on the app, and now they're back in Los Angeles and they're just living their best life. I think Holden actually went to the Rams Bucks game down there in Tampa.
That's
cool. Yeah.
Yeah. The what do you say?
Yeah. What's going on with the Lakers? It's bad.
Yeah, I mean that game last night was terrible. You have 2 All-Stars and you can't beat the Clippers without their two best players. That Clippers team is tough though. I really like the way that Clippers team is built. We're actually going to talk about them during halftime because they made a big
Mhm.
trade today that I think potentially could get them in really big conversations this year if Kawhi and/or Paul George end up coming back at the end of the year. So
Mhm.
it'll be interesting.
Well, it
Nice
appears
defensive
that
play.
Jared Allen is becoming Jesus himself.
Yes,
7 points
7 points
on 3 for
already.
3 shooting.
So I love to see, especially after last game. He got a lot of criticism, so it's
Mhm.
great to see him coming back. And
Yeah, but you'd
yeah,
love to see it, when you get that big man involved, and
yeah,
especially, like, as you mentioned, it's a mismatch there. It's not like we're playing against Anthony Davis or
yeah.
not like we're playing against,
Karl Anthony
our boy,
Towns.
Andre Drummond.
Yeah,
But there is a mismatch there, and you have, like, an all-star caliber player in Jared Allen versus like, an average, um
yeah. Like it's
an
not bad,
average guy
but
like Plumlee, like, okay, advantage Allen, and he needs to show that advantage. Aaron
yeah,
says Rams fan since 2010. Good job. Nice.
yes, we love it.
Yeah, from that 1-15 season in 2009, and now
Yep.
you're definitely not 1-15.
I
Very
mean,
close to winning 2 Super Bowls in 4 years.
they're the defensive line dominating the game. Like I think there's a good chance it will from winning the
Mhm.
Super Bowl. So
Yeah. It's like you get Vaughn balling. He had 10
Jarrett missed the
pressures.
layup.
He had 10 pressures against
Oh
Tampa.
my God,
He
Jarrett Allen's he's got 9 points already. I'm sorry.
and then Frankie is here, Jets fan since '95. Shoot me. I,
Hey, you guys did beat my Patriots in 2010 at least.
I would
I
say
do like
something,
Zach
but all
Wilson though.
4
I
of my
think
teams have won a title since then. Actually, all 4
yeah,
of my team. Well, the Cavs have only won one, but all of my other 3 teams have won 2 titles since then.
yeah.
Also won a 15 season. Hey,
Also,
look. I losing seasons are bad, but I do think there's like a special case of at least you go into that season thinking you're going to be absolute garbage, right?
I almost
But
I almost wish my Patriots would have a 1-15 season at this point, just to because I feel like we're
just
stuck
clear
in
everything out.
mediocrity at this point. I think
Uh-huh.
there needs to be something because we got all these contracts for players who I don't think are honestly on the best deals right now.
Mhm.
And we're locked into all these guys who I don't think win a Super Bowl. I think
Mhm.
one of the best things that can happen to this team is just not a 1-5. I don't know, like a five
Not
and
that
12
bad.
type of season. Just
Yeah, like I think even like the Steelers and the
Mhm.
Seahawks when they had their own draft pick,
Seahawks
they are
desperately
desperately in need of one
need
of
a
those
high pick.
reset years. Like
Yeah.
even Baltimore this year, that they really picked a good year to go 8-9. Like
Mhm.
you don't want
Yeah.
to go 8-9, especially when you have Lamar Jackson and Humphrey and Peters and all these guys. But if you had to
But
pick a year to go eight and
yeah.
nine, why not be this year? Get a Linderbaum at 14, or get like trade up and get Kyle Hamilton. Have a bunch of draft capital, and then you have like a Kickstarter when you're paying Lamar Jackson $40 million a year.
Yeah.
And I feel like we've touched on that our last show, but you get almost instant offense, instant defense there just by having losing an extra game or
Yeah.
game or two.
Yeah. Well, I
Speaking of
mean,
instant offense, Jared Allen, 9 points,
nine
5
points.
rebounds in 5 minutes.
Yeah, unfortunately, nobody else is doing anything, but Jared Allen's playing incredible. I mean, there was a play there where he missed the hook shot, got the rebound. I think he passed it out to Jetty Osman. Osman missed the three. He gets another rebound, up fakes it, and then dunks it. Like that guy clearly has heard the people talking the last few days and knows he missed the All-Star game.
Yeah. he's he's beasting and feasting.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh
I
my
still think
goodness.
even with his rough stretch recently, there's guys that would have been okay with making it over him. Chris
Mhm.
Middleton is not one because Chris Middleton's a
Agree.
very good basketball player. I've been a big fan
Uh-huh.
of Chris Middleton since like 2013 or 2014.
Yeah,
He's
even
not.
like
With
in
that
his
being said,
Pistons days, he was all right.
he has not been the best player this year. He's a
No.
very good basketball player, very good offensive player all around, very good defensive player, but
Mhm.
this has not been his most impressive
Right.
year.
There,
And
there's like layers to this, kind of like I don't know. We can pick NFL players like Kirk Cousins, or not Kirk Cousins, Russell Wilson. Did he really deserve to be an all or a Pro Bowler this
no,
year? No. Did Lamar? No. So,
yeah,
like, I think this is one of those. It's almost like a correction
hmm
that Middleton makes it this year when he really didn't deserve it. But there was maybe a different year
where he
that,
deserved it and
yeah,
didn't make.
exactly.
And
So kind
yeah.
of like
I think
Damian
actually
Lillard
a
missed
couple
it a
years
couple
ago, it was a
times.
pretty big snub, if
Yeah.
I remember correctly.
Mhm.
So I guess it evens out. I'm sure Jared Allen's got All-Star games in his future. Rudy Gobert is not an All-Star this year. I actually I disagree because, and I'm not even the biggest Gobert fan.
Mhm.
But when he was out this year, you saw the amount of. By the way, what's up, Gonzalo? But you saw the amount of like amount that like played on that defense.
Right.
Like that defense was the worst in basketball for like. Still, like now when he's out, that defense is just terrible. So
Mhm.
I'm not the biggest fan of Gobert overall. I do think you need to play some offense to be a good
Mhm.
player in NBA today, and you need to be able to, on screens, be able to defend wing players to an extent, which Gobert just can't do, which is why they get rocked in the playoffs. But in
Mhm.
terms of regular season, I think Gobert is deserving.
Yeah, I think that's one thing that we need to keep in mind, that this isn't a best players award. This
Yeah.
isn't a, like, you're not an all-star because you're a top 10 player in the league. You're an all-star because you've been playing like a top 10 player. And I think Gobert has certainly been playing at a level worthy of being an all-star. And sure, there's criticisms, and sure there are going to be criticisms come April, May, June. Like, are the Jazz going to win the finals? No, probably
No,
not.
I think
But
they're a first round
that doesn't
exit this
matter.
year, if I'm
Like
being honest.
that doesn't matter. Like, does it matter? Like, say LaMelo Ball, who I've read as a snub and we're playing tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Does it matter that the Hornets are 28 and 24?
A little
Uh,
bit.
I mean, okay, but it matters what he's doing on a night to night basis, and that
I
he's
think
been exceptional.
Yeah, I think Van Vliet and Garland were more deserving. I honestly don't think Harder was more deserving, but that's a totally different
Yeah, totally
conversation.
different argument there.
Yeah,
Hey, breaking!
Murray
We
should
have
have made it. I
points.
100% agree. Murray is the most underrated player in basketball.
We
That
have points
dude's.
from someone other than Jared Allen.
Oh wait, are you ahead of me? I didn't see it. Oh,
I'm just following along on ESPN for the
Oh,
moment.
Jetty finally made a shot. Nice. But back to the Dejounte Murray topic. Like, people have talked about him in trade rumors for Cavs, and I feel like it's a little bit of Cavs fans propping it up. But if we could somehow get Dejounte Murray, that
Mhm.
makes this
Oh man,
team unreal. Like,
that would be awesome.
yeah.
Oh man.
Especially if you just had like people. Bleacher Report posted something where they're like, I think it was Colin Sexton. Kevin Love missed. It's like Colin Sexton, Dylan Windler, for 2 first round picks. Like that would be one of the best trades Cavs have ever made. Like that would just be
Mhm.
crazy. I don't think it's gonna happen, but Dejounte Murray's been incredible this year.
Right.
His passing's gotten so much better. He can score pretty much at will now compared to what he was a couple years ago. And he was always a
Mhm.
decent player, but
Right. Yeah.
he he's one of the best rebounding guards in the NBA. So yeah, I think Murray was 100% deserving. It sucks he didn't make it, but I'm sure he's gonna make some in the future. So
Yeah, and you think, well, you fall into that Russell Westbrook category of, oh, is he a stat pattern because he averages what 18, 8 and 8 or 19,
yeah,
8 and 9 or something like that? Well, I mean, maybe he's a stat pattern, but those stats like have value, right? Those
yeah,
assists are attached to made shots, right? If you
hmm
have a lot of assists, that means your teammates are making shots. If you have a lot of rebounds, that means your team is generally forcing misses, right?
yeah.
Because generally for guards, you're not grabbing 10 offensive rebounds. It's different for Jared Allen, the human vacuum cleaner that
That
he
was a
is
great
today,
defensive play
who,
by him, by the way.
who already has what 8 rebounds. He's gonna have a double
Ridiculous.
double in the first quarter. Like
Oh shoot.
some of those are a
There's
little cheap, right? Because they're just
yeah,
offensive rebounds. But
18-12
most
Hornets now though.
a lot of defensive rebounds came after, or every defensive rebound comes after a defensive stop.
Yeah.
Pass or assists are points, and points are points. What a revelation. And you need points to win basketball games.
No
If you
way.
have points and you have assists, which are essentially points, and then you have rebounds, which is a failed opportunity by the other team to score points, boom. Like, I get Westbrook gets clowned on for stat padding and having some of
Westbrook's
those.
one of the most underrated. Like he's become one of the most underrated basketball players ever over the past few months because people want to use him as a scapegoat for the Lakers really just being a poorly built basketball team. In my opinion, that's just my opinion though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that Deontay is a stat patter. I'm just saying if
Yeah.
you wanted to make that argument that, oh,
Well,
he's a stat patter. Like I saw, one of the funniest arguments I saw in baseball was that Corbin Burns was a FIP merchant, so fielding independent pitching. It essentially means lots of strikeouts, no walks, no home runs. How are you a FIP merchant? It's just called being good at baseball.
yeah. Well, the other thing with Murray is too, I think Draymond Green brought up a really good point when the selections were being made.
Hmm.
It's not like they've only won 18 games. How can you say he's been that good type of thing? It's this team was supposed to be the worst team in basketball,
Right.
and he's elevated them to a team that's on the edge of the play-in. Granted, the
Mhm.
west end of the play-in isn't the craziest thing,
It's
but
bad.
but still,
Mhm.
like it's they have 18 wins as opposed to they probably have like
8.
8 or
Yeah.
10
It's
without
very much
Shaka.
like an Allen, a Garland, a LaMelo argument that without this piece,
Hmm.
are without LaMelo, are the Hornets above 500? No. Without Allen, are the Cavs above 500? No. Without
The
Garland, are the
Hornets are
Cavs
above
above?
500 without Bridges too. I think the issue for the Hornets and why they got screwed out of an All Star and why the Cavs might got screwed out also is I think Lamelo and Bridges split a lot of the votes because they
Mhm.
were probably going to be wild cards,
Mhm.
regardless. I
Right.
think they split votes. I think the same thing probably happened for Allen with Garland, where people were
Mhm.
like, "Okay, should we have this one or this one as a wild
Yeah.
card?" And they ultimately went with Garland, which I think Garland's more deserving this year.
Yeah.
Definitely
It's like
believe
you
that.
think if you're yeah, the Cavs are probably closer to deserving 2 All-Stars than
From
0,
yeah,
but you're going to have 1.
yeah,
Right. And
and
there's some teams
hopefully,
that, like Charlotte, kind of deserved. They're probably closer to 0 than 2, but you could argue for 2.
yeah, hopefully Adam Silver makes the pick to put Jared in the game, but I have a pretty good feeling it's gonna be Lamelo,
Hmm.
which I don't get because you're already on the they didn't have they had just the amount of forwards that you need in the East.
Hmm.
So how can they add another guard is my thing.
I don't
But
know. I
it's the
I don't
All-Star game.
understand the positional designations. Like, uh, I would have just put in Luca as like a third guard
Forward. Yeah.
because he can. Oh, come on. What are we talking about? Defensive responsibilities in the All Star game? What?
When was the last time you saw a good defensive play in the All-Star game?
I can't even think of like a block or a steal in an All Star game other than
Yeah.
like a super errant pass. I've seen more Steph Curry lying flat on his face to avoid getting dunked on by Giannis than legitimate defensive plays in the All Star game.
Yeah. Well, that was something I was thinking about earlier because yesterday I was like, Garland's been out 3 straight games this week, and now he's going to
Mhm.
play in the All Star game. But part of me feels like the All Star game is not exactly putting the wear and tear on your body that a regular
Right.
game is. And
Right.
it's going to be so important for the city of Cleveland, the game being in Cleveland for Garland
Mhm.
to play there. I think he
Yeah.
really should play it. But at first I was like, damn, like this guy's going to play in this game, but he's not playing. But now I feel differently
Mhm.
because of what you said. Like people aren't, trying to play crazy defense or anything. So it's
Right.
like, it's like,
Yeah.
what is it really going to do to his body to play that game?
So before we get into some NBA All Star conversation, do you happen to watch the Pro Bowl Skills Challenge last night?
I saw Mac Jones has some pretty bad throws. But
Yes, I've been there. Lamar scored 4 points in precision passing a couple
yeah,
years
and I
ago.
think he got 12 points. He had like some good throws, but he had some that were really bad. And somebody
Uh-huh.
posted like a video of like the bad ones. They're like, this guy was supposed to be the next Brady.
Hey,
But
to be fair, Mac Jones and the AFC did win the precision
yeah,
passing tournament.
so
They won the thread the needle. That's what it was.
yeah,
They won the thread the needle.
it's
The
so
NFC
funny to
won
me.
everything else because Justin Jefferson is just simply ridiculous.
Yeah. I do like Mac Jones, the Patriots fan, but I do find it hilarious that he's in the Pro Bowl this year.
I like see. It's one of those things that technically Josh Allen was a Pro Bowler, but he just didn't have any interest in going to Vegas,
Yeah,
which
I
I
respect that
get,
honestly.
but it's annoying. And then Burrow would have gone,
Yeah,
like Burrow would have been in the Pro Bowl if the Chiefs won, and then he would have replaced Mahomes, right?
if
But
and that's something we got to talk about during halftime too. But I feel like this is a basketball stream, and Allen just missed a dunk.
okay,
Uh,
yes, Trayvon Diggs did have the catch of the year. It
I saw he had
was
an. I heard about it. I didn't see it. Cavs are down by 9 now.
he had one that he was upside down and he caught the football.
Damn.
And then it was actually really cool. They kind of treated it like the slam dunk contest. It's like
Uh huh.
Justin Jefferson had one that he had a ball in his hand and would switch legs and catch the other ball one handed. Or Stephon Diggs had one that he got onto a truck, jumped, caught the pass, and dove through a table, a la Bills Mafia. Tyreek Hill tried to do a helmet catch, didn't actually work, but David Tyree still gave him a 100 out of 100. It was a lot of fun. Like I was up until
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 in the morning watching highlights. It's
Oh, really?
like this is really cool, and it's
Yeah.
not quite the passing competition that I remember like from Maui when I was younger, but
Uh-huh.
it was good stuff. Like it's better than the actual Pro Bowl.
Yeah. I unfortunately was not able to watch, but I'll have to watch the highlights of that. I really just want to see how Mac Jones did because as a
Okay,
Patriots fan, I
let's be
thought
real.
that was
Both well, actually, Russ went nuts. He so there was 2 passing events. The thread the needle, Mac won. He did throw a pick in it, but he won because he just hit boom, boom, boom back. And then Kirk Cousins I think Cousins had 11, Mac had 12, so the AFC
yeah.
won. And then the precision passing, the AFC, I think Renfro had 1, Justin Jefferson had 0, Mac had 8, and then Russ had like 12 in 3 throws, which was like 4, 4, 5, and they'd already won it. Russ was great.
Yeah.
And then he like was an inch off on the 50-yard bomb. So
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun.
Happens.
It happens.
But yeah, is Brady playing in the Pro Bowl? Speaking of Pro Bowl?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
I don't believe
That
so.
sucks. That would have been pretty cool to see him Pro Bowl.
I really want Jared Allen to have a double-double in the first quarter.
Yeah, down by 8 right now. I'm not too surprised. A little bit annoyed just at how bad Rajon Rondo is playing, but it is what it is.
Yep, you can always come back. Jared Allen making jumpers is exciting. Nevada legend Cody Martin
made us almost, or as close to Jared Allen's going to get to shooting a 3. Like it was like a few feet inside the 3-point line. That was the jumper he made.
If you're a big like Jared Allen, right, and you've probably been taught your entire life, you're going to be 7 feet tall or 6'11", right?
Yeah.
You're going to be around the rim. Like, how much do you think Cavs coaches are like, hey, Jared, maybe let's try some threes today. Like, maybe put up 50 threes or 100 threes. And like, see what the shot's looking like.
I mean, his three's never been, like, terrible. Like, he had that huge one at, I forget which game it was, where it's the end of the shot clock. Was that the Knicks game? I don't know.
I don't remember. I remember the game.
No,
I don't remember.
It was early in the season, the Knicks game. I don't remember which game it was, though.
I don't remember. Like, I remember it happening and retweeting it. No, Brady is not playing in the Pro Bowl, by the way.
That's interesting. I guess he's never really. I'm trying to think when the last time Brady played in the Pro Bowl was. Probably a while ago.
He was okay. The replacements in the AFC were Josh Allen and Mac, or was Josh Allen. Then Allen said no. Mac Jones was the next replacement.
Well, Allen might have felt disrespected too.
Yeah, but okay, obviously I have a unique perspective as a Ravens fan. I thought Burrow should have made it over both Allen or Lamar, but I think it's a little funny how if you just blindly look at the stats and you factor in that Lamar missed a month of the season after voting, keep in mind after voting, like he got injured like a week before voting ended, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So of course his stats are going to look worse because Josh Allen had 5 touchdowns in week 16, right?
Yeah.
He went nuts like 3 of the last 4 weeks. Okay, congratulations. Lamar was injured.
80 points with no punts against the Patriots. Ridiculous.
I gotta laugh. I'm sorry, bro.
No, you can't. It was embarrassing.
Yeah, like Josh Allen against the last. Oh, I guess that was the playoffs. After, let's see. So the last 3 weeks of the season, right? He had the last 4 weeks of the season. He had 11 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Had big wins over Carolina, New England to clinch the division. Went 4-0, closed the season on a 4-game winning streak. So they ended up winning 12 out of. They went 12-5, 11-6. They were 7-6 at that point. The Ravens had a better record anyways.
Yeah.
So like, depending on what you look at, like, I'm not saying Allen or Lamar is better than Allen, but if you just look statistically and you have a brain and realize that voting ended and the fans didn't vote for Lamar, they voted for a different quarterback. If you realize that voting ended right when Lamar got hurt, like right around when Lamar got hurt, he might have missed another game. But I don't know. Burrow should have made it anyways. But that's for a football podcast. This is basketball.
Yeah.
And my ESPN app reset, so it's back to 9:48 to go in the first quarter.
And interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get a stream for NBA TV.
I can't find one. It's weird.
That's weird.
Did I mention? So Terry Rozier just hit a 3. Did I mention when I went to the Cavs-Hornets game, Terry Rozier became the second coming of Michael Jordan for like 2 minutes? Yeah, he hit like 5 threes in a row. Like, I'm going to pull up the basketball reference page. Huh?
Was it 2019, 2020?
Yeah, so like
I have a vague memory of that.
December 2019. Like he just
that was when that season was going. That was a couple days before he met up, right?
Yeah. Like legitimately like 2 days before. Like he just went nuts for absolutely positively no reason. I gotta find this game because it was one of the weirdest performances I've ever seen. Where is it? There it is. Okay. We won. The Cavs won 100-98. Rozier scored 35, hit 7 threes.
Oh, yeah.
In the fourth quarter, he was 5 for 8 from 3, 6 to 12 over. He had 19 in the fourth quarter. Our lineup of, I guess it was Thompson, Love, Osman, Sexton, Garland. Jordan Clarkson, Cavs legend, played 8 minutes in that fourth quarter. My guy, Larry Nance. My Jersey guy, Kevin Porter. John Henson, Bucks legend, played 2 minutes in the fourth quarter.
Yes. Crazy times.
The Hornets had Devontae Graham, Rozier, Cody Zeller, Miles Bridges, Marvin Williams, Cody Martin, MKG, and Dwayne Bacon.
Yeah.
That's a name.
It's crazy how much those two teams have changed in the past few years.
Yeah, it's like how much they've changed, but how much they've stayed the same. Because, like, I was like out of our starting 5 in that game, like 4 of them are still members of the Cavs.
Yeah.
With Thompson, is he still on the Celtics or is he on a different?
No, he's on the Kings now. Nice 3 by Love there, by the way.
I didn't realize that happened at all. Okay. I do miss
Yeah, he's stuck in he's barely getting any playing time on the Kings.
Okay.
I think if I remember correctly, I think he said he was retiring after this year, but I'm not 100% sure.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how likely do you think it is that we retire his number?
Oh, Jesus. Nice play by Love. I think that's a charge. Yes. Okay, good. Gonzalo had a good question. What's your conference championship matchups this season?
Ooh.
All right, so I'm going to try to go on bias here because I do think the Cavs could do it, but right now
Cavs Grizzlies finals, baby.
that's going to be 2023.
Yeah, 2024. Right now it's 2024, but close enough.
Yeah. Right now without a second scorer, because we have to assume right now that Sexton's going to be out for the year and stuff. And also, I mean, it's still going to be tough for the Cavs to make regardless. Well, it's interesting because I think if the Nets and 76ers make that Harden for Simmons trade, which we're going to talk about later, I think that'll be the conference finals. Honestly, I think that's the best thing that could happen to both teams. But that's a conversation for later. So with the current rosters right now,
you wouldn't have Kyrie for games in New York or games in Toronto.
Yeah. Well, that whole thing's going to be interesting to see how it plays out in the playoffs. But, dude, Ben Simmons with 2 of the best scorers in basketball right next to him to play make, and that defense will add so much. Too. He's such the perfect fit for the Nets. Wow. I don't know.
I agree. I think that could be fair. I think gun to my head.
I'd probably go right now with I'm trying to think. So you got Bulls, Cavs, 76ers, Nets, Bucks. I'd probably go with Bulls, Bucks right now.
I don't hate Bulls, Bucks. I think Sixers, Bucks. I think Embiid, if you get Embiid for a playoff series, I think that is just can be a difference maker just with how good he's been.
Embiid's been incredible, but
that's just not necessarily
the Embiid, you gotta worry about the health, and if they don't add another player if they don't trade Simmons, basically.
Mhm.
Embiid's gonna have, and again, I really hope it doesn't happen because he's been, I mean, aside from just not wanting a guy to get injured, he's been one of the most fun players in basketball to watch this
Yeah.
year.
Mhm.
But Embiid's a guy with injury history who you're putting like the highest usage rate in basketball on right now. So, yeah,
Okay, I would
Suns
say gun to my
against him.
head. I have Sixers Bucks in the East, and then in the West. I think the Suns have staying power. I think the Warriors have staying power as well.
I'm going with
But
Suns Grizzlies in the West.
I was gonna say the same thing.
No
Screw you.
way.
Like look, I think Ja just like ascends to another level in the playoffs. It's like what Luca does, but Luca has some moments that you kind of question. Like, did you happen to
Yeah.
watch the game? Was it Wednesday night? I think they blew a big lead and lost in overtime.
Was that the Thunder game that they lost?
Yeah, I think so.
I was
And
not
like
watching that, but I saw that. Yeah.
Luca looked like totally disinterested in the fourth quarter on
Uh-huh.
defense, and like that's a problem. Ja is
Yeah.
going to compete and give you, and then Luca also had a really bad technical foul in that game. So I would say whoever gets the 1 seed, and then the Grizzlies. Unless,
Okay.
well, obviously if the Grizzlies get the
Interesting.
1 seed, then that point's redundant.
Yeah.
But I think it's the Suns are
Yeah.
up by a game and a half over the Warriors. So either one of those teams, whoever gets the higher seed and avoids the Grizzlies, and I think the Grizzlies can do it. I think they get to their first Western Conference Finals since they got swept by the Spurs that one year.
Yes. Yeah. No, I agree. I think this Grizzlies team's really built for right now and the future.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I'm going best futures in basketball, it's Grizzlies Cavs. And
Agree.
yeah, so and right now they're really, really good. I think Grizzlies can beat anyone basically. I think the Mavericks
Mm-hmm.
are definitely a dark horse right now. They started
For sure.
off very
I think he might have the
poorly.
best player in the world in
Yeah.
a 7-game series. Like that
Yeah.
is a major trump card.
Yeah. And also they started off so poorly, but now they're around 30 and 22 ish, maybe 29
Uh,
23 because they lost that
yeah,
game the other day.
29-23.
Okay.
Yep.
But their defense has been great the last couple months. They just that team's went to another level the last couple months.
Mm-hmm.
Luka's been playing great basketball. So yeah, I think Jetty just missed a wide open layup. So yeah, I think the Mavericks could be very tough on anyone this playoffs. I
Agree.
think
And
the Jazz are
I think you
gonna
can have
have
the
another
same.
bad upset or bad exit again.
Yeah, they're just one of those teams that I think playoff basketball, you hear it from every pundit, you hear it from every former player. Playoff basketball is just kind of built different, right? You need a
Shit.
different set
Claire
of
Allen's
skills.
hurt.
Oh no.
He just went down. Hopefully he's
Uh,
okay. Looks like he's getting up.
okay.
Hopefully.
That is we cannot have that. That immediately
Shit. He's
we
like
can't have
laying
that.
on his. Hopefully he's just taking a breather. Let's see. Oh, looks like he might have bumped. Shit. I don't know what that was. Honestly, I don't know what happened there. Looks like it might have been a knee to knee, or he might have. Oh
Oh
shoot, he
no.
extended a little bit.
Ooh, no.
This is not good.
No.
Did not want this to happen while we're on live stream.
That is the worst. Imagine if we were live for Cavs Celtics, that Gordon Hayward game.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been a disaster.
Yeah, I don't know what happened here. It could have been a knee to knee thing. I
Oh,
can't hear what the announcer is
I don't
saying.
want to sound. I don't. You just Jared Allen and knee. I don't want those words in the same sentence.
Well, knee to knee, it could just be he's walking slowly, under his own power, which is a good
Okay.
sign.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't hear what they're saying.
All right. So I'm
Hopefully
looking closer down. Teams that are in the play-in spots, teams that are maybe just outside of a play-in spot. Of those teams, what team? Give me one East, one West that you think can make like a Cinderella run. That can be like the Hawks from last year, the team that we don't really expect to
Raptors.
play. Okay, Raptors in the East, and
Or it could be the Hawks again. Okay, Alan's
yeah, the Hawks
talking.
have been red hot. of late. Respect my 40 says Grizzlies Suns Western Conference Finals. I could absolutely see it, and I think it might be time to start saying like John Morant's like a top 10 player in basketball. Like I think that is going to be a legitimate conversation. And I'm excited for it. I'm super excited for it. I just wish Zion was in New Orleans healthy, and so we could have the 1 and 2. I love Ja. Ja's great. Other than the time he tried to kill Kevin Love, I was there. I was there. He tried to murder Kevin Love, but I could absolutely see it.
Okay,
Oh
so
man,
it looks like Jarrett Allen's hanging out around the bench right now, standing up. It doesn't, I don't know, doesn't feel like the type of thing that's like a season or anything. But
okay.
him being out for a few weeks could ruin this record. But
I mean, yeah, and even
at this
even
point, if it's
how many
not
more games do we have before the All-Star break?
6,
Okay.
I just hope it's nothing serious. At this point, if
Okay. I
if
thought
it
it was
hurts
next
this
week for
season,
some reason.
if it hurts this season, it's whatever. But yeah, hopefully it's fine. A little bit worried about it right now, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
But
All right. Who's one team in the West from like Minnesota down that you think they could, win 6 out of 7 and suddenly be a top 5 team and win a playoff series or two?
who's a team from the West who? Sorry, do you say a play-in or a?
Yeah, like Minnesota and below that could win a playoff series,
I
win
think
2 playoff
Minnesota.
series.
I think Minnesota, if they're all good, health wise and everything. I think Minnesota is a tough team. I mean, obviously, even though the Lakers have vastly underperformed this year, if nobody's gonna be excited about playing Russell Westbrook, AD, and LeBron in the playoff series.
Or Carmelo
Uh,
Anthony.
and not sure about that part, but
Come on now, the 15-foot jumper from the baseline.
always been a
Chef's
killer in the
kiss.
playoffs.
Just the whoever offense on Carmelo Anthony when he's on the court.
Those years in New York were fun though. That year when they lost to the Pacers, he was fun to watch those playoffs. But
And
and
those years with
what year is
Amari.
it? What year was it they made the Western Conference Finals and lost to the Lakers? Was that 08?
I think it was 09.
No,
That
because
with JR. Oh my lord. That
yeah, that
was
was a
that was
fun
a top
basketball team.
that was an elite, that was an S tier team to watch.
Yeah,
Like
that
if
was
you ever
awesome.
wanted like crackhead energy on a basketball floor,
Yeah,
watch J.R. Smith, Kenyon Martin, Carmelo. Oh man, those were the days. Wasn't Chauncey Billups on one of those teams?
yeah,
Iverson was in Denver for a little bit. That was fun. Iverson and Melo, like you might like if you boil it down and you had like a bunch of one-on-one games, I don't know, and like everyone was like giving full effort. I don't know how many guys that would take over Iverson and Melo scoring one-on-one, but whoo, that was a fun team.
yeah. That was a fun
Gonzalo,
basketball team.
AD has looked
Now,
really good since he came back. Yeah,
update.
that's always an X factor. If he plays like Anthony Davis, like the brow, he's a top 5 player in the NBA still. And that's kind of difficult to quantify that if both LeBron and Anthony Davis are remotely close to what they're what you think they should be doing, they can win the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it
Well,
sometimes it doesn't matter.
sometimes it doesn't, and the rest of that team has to improve a lot over the course of the season to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
But
But
they,
hey,
they have the players, which
uh-huh.
in the playoffs could be the most important thing. But
Okay, would you
AD
take
has looked really good once he came back. I agree. AD looked the best he has all season last night, even though they lost.
okay? I would imagine you take the current Lakers roster construction over the 2007 or 2018 Cavs.
I, the 2018 Cavs, though, they had a lot of really good role players. So the thing you need with LeBron is floor spreaders, right?
Okay.
And the
The
Lakers
Lakers
right
have
now
none
don't
of
have
those.
that. The reason why the Cavs suck so bad the next year was because that team was built for LeBron. Granted, it was the worst version of a team built for LeBron, but it was still a team built for LeBron. And because of that,
Mm-hmm.
they were able to win the East because
All right.
LeBron was able to play his version of basketball. This team,
Mm-hmm.
LeBron's willing himself to being great on, but it's not built for LeBron. Same thing with
Right.
Westbrook, and that's the reason why I say Westbrook, I don't blame him for the way he's struggling, is because they have no floor spacers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they have no floor spacers, which Westbrook needs floor spaces. He can't be going into big men or his jump shots falling off. And he was never the greatest jump shooter.
Mm-hmm.
He was always a good 3-point shooter, decent 3-point shooter.
But he
Could get
takes
to the
some
hoop,
really
make
bad
the jumpers
threes.
when he's in rhythm, but he's not gonna.
Mm-hmm.
Jumper's not his go-to play.
Right.
So I don't know. I definitely defend Westbrook a lot more this year than most people are. Let's just say that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's
Oh.
fair. And I know I forget who exactly said it, but it was like from a couple years ago of some of the best shooters in the NBA you don't actually realize are the best shooters because they take a lot of really low percentage threes, like Lillard, like Westbrook. Like if you had like if you just gave them like the kind of threes that I don't know, think prime Kyle Korver was making,
Yeah.
they're going to make 40% of them as well. But they were taking off the dribble threes. They're taking step back threes. Westbrook is taking some of his absolutely no conscious threes.
Yeah.
Lillard is pulling up from the
So
logo. Like,
he has
okay,
had a
you're
couple
going to
good
make
games 3-point
35%.
shooting wise recently. Westbrook. He had a couple big ones last night. I wanted to get to what Gonzalo said about Beasley and JR because that actually brought up a point I was thinking about the other day.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll get to a respect for you said. So I was thinking about this because like I feel like in sports where you end up is so big. Like
Mm-hmm.
think about all the talents that's been drafted to the Kings.
I
Like
can
even guys
star
like
these. I didn't realize I can star them.
oh wow that's cool.
Okay.
You think about a
That's
guy.
just a me view. I don't think you have access to that, but I
Okay.
didn't. Okay.
But you think about a guy in Sacramento like Ben McLemore, who's shown potential later in his career, but he looked
Yep.
awful
Mm-hmm.
in Sacramento. I think team culture has a lot to do with how you end up playing.
I have an all-time quote for you. I'm gonna. This is from Respect's uSTADIUM account. I saw this a couple days ago, and I just absolutely died laughing. I
What do
forget
you say?
exactly where it is. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Quote: Kyrie says opponents are playing quote playoff adjustment basketball quote against the Nets, and then Respect said, yo, Kyrie, the Kings haven't made the playoffs in 16 years. They know nothing about playoff adjustments.
That's hilarious. That's great.
I totally agree with you about landing spots that like think like
But
even like Mac
the thing I
Jones.
was gonna say,
Would
the
he
thing I was
be
gonna
Mac
say is
Jones in a
that
different
Beasley and JR had, just like pure athletically and shooting wise, those guys are, built. They're pure hoopers. They were built to play basketball. You know what I mean? They just ended up in the wrong position. Unfortunately, they both had unfortunate situations that hurt them outside of basketball. But yeah, I think they both could have been really, really good basketball players in the right situation.
And heck, Beasley was really good in the NBA for those moments, and of course, JR had
JR
a
had
couple of good years
amazing
with the
moments.
Knicks. NBA champion J.R. Smith.
Yes. And that J.R. Smith interview after the 2016 finals might be my favorite NBA interview ever. Like that was definitely a night I became like I always liked watching J.R. Smith, but that interview like really showed a different side of him. And like Michael Beasley, a couple weeks ago was talking about because the whole Twitter, clowns him after he wore the wrong shorts to the bubble.
I
And
saw
he
that.
was saying how he lost. I don't want to misquote here. So he like lost either it was two family members or he lost one family member and another was like in the hospital or something.
I
And
think if I recall, he lost one family member when he like forgot his shorts, and he
yeah,
lost one family member like right before a critical game with the Lakers.
yeah. So it
So I don't know.
it puts it in perspective, like with these guys, like a lot of people just look at J.R. Smith and Michael Beasley as clowns, but it's really a lot deeper than that. And they're people as well. Like I think people forget that a lot when talking about athletes. So
Right,
both
absolutely.
interesting people for sure.
Okay,
Wait,
that is just pure hilarity. Like I
Kyrie
can't.
put playoffs and Kings in the same sentence and thought it go unnoticed.
Oh man, I guess the Mariners have the longest streak in the four major sports, but
But the
I don't know
Mariners have had
how.
competitive seasons. There's not been
Yeah.
one season, at least since I started watching in 2010. You gotta remember,
Uh-huh.
baseball's a lot harder to make the playoffs than
Yeah, like
basketball.
there's
It's
for a long time it was 8 out of 30 teams,
mhm.
and there were some years that like in 2002, the Mariners were really good, They happen to play in the same division as the Angels, who won the World Series, and the A's, who had an all-time 22-game winning streak.
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to happen most years. Most years, when you win 95 games, you're going to make the playoffs, and it just so happens they missed it. And then even this year, they were a game or two out of the playoffs. Like, you're thinking one or two runs difference the entire season, they make the playoffs, and we're not having this conversation. And then the Kings, bloody 16 teams make the playoffs every year.
It's literally almost impossible for them to not make the playoffs. Like, it's crazy.
Facts. I agree with
really
this.
thought that Rondo. I love that team. I remember me and Gonzalo had like a group chat with a couple of our friends that was literally "Go Kings" because we were like, this team's gonna make the playoffs this year. It's gonna be one of the most fun
that was
teams in
such
basketball.
an exciting team. And then I think Cousins got hurt, right?
Yeah.
Or he got the flu, was it?
Something like that. I don't know.
There was something goofy, and they lost like 10 in a row. It's like
Sacramento were interesting. The Cavs are coming back here, by the way. Down 37-34 now. It looks like Allen's about to come back in, which is the best news possible. So
awesome.
So that's great. Good one, almost tied it. I did want to get to one respect. My 40 said sad Jared Allen went down. He was dominant early. That I think it was pretty clear that had an effect on me before. I was very upset for a few minutes there, but it seems like he's good now. So thank God for that. And then when he said next subject, not trying to hear about the sorry at Lakers, I completely agree. Like, even though I'm saying they could be dangerous in the playoffs, they have been probably, as a basketball fan, somebody who just loves the sport, probably my least favorite team to watch ever, because it's just a bunch of guys who look like they're like, those talented like guys who were good in high school who are like 40 years old at LA Fitness, just not trying but able to make shots. Like, that's literally what the Lakers look like this year. So
it's like oh, I would have made the league, but I hurt my shoulder back in college. Exactly. I would have went D1, but my knee wouldn't let me. Gonzalo wants you to tell the Rubio, Garrett, Temple, Herbert Jones story.
Yeah, so Gonzalo's over at my house, and it was our first time seeing each other since August, probably, because he was at school, I was at school. So we're watching the Cavs-Pelicans game. At first, Cavs were up 22, so I'm like, oh.
Is it the Rubio game?
Yeah, it's like, is this a real game? And then Pelicans are coming back, but I wasn't even too concerned. Like, if the Cavs lost that game, stuff happens. And then, Jared Allen's back in the game, by the way. Thank God for that. But
double thumbs up for that.
So it's all going whatever. Even when the Cavs lost the lead, I wasn't that upset. And then Rubio went down, and I'm just sitting there for like 30 minutes, just like in pure shock. Like, Gonzalo's like sitting there, and I there was family in my house, so Gonzalo's like talking to them. I was just so shocked about the Rubio injury. And then Herbert Jones and Garrett Temple are randomly having the games of their lives, and the Cavs ended up losing that game. So, yeah, that was a interesting night for sure.
Yeah, that was sad. That was sad to see Rubio go down.
Very sad. And the next day, I don't know if there's like some unlucky thing about Gonzalo and Ricky Rubio, but the next day I'm with Gonzalo when it came out that he had torn ACL. So it's
no, just stay away from Gonzalo. just like make up, like, just, you can FaceTime him, but you can never be in the same room. Oh man, and the Cavs are making a comeback.
They are. They're playing very well. I when they went down 10 early, like, I don't want to be negative fan here, but when the Cavs were down by 10 early, I was like, yeah, like, because they've played how they played the last few games, and no Garland, Allen going out. I was like, okay, this is a wrap. Just hopefully Allen's healthy. Now
Allen does have 10 rebounds now, so we have a first half double-double
back in the game. Thank God Allen's back in the game, man. I thought that was going to be very bad. Though it didn't look like a season-ending type of thing. Even if he was out for a few weeks, that would be terrible for this team right now. I mean, down 5 or 6 best players, that would be awful.
I have some breaking news from across the association.
What?
Karis LeVert is going absolutely nuclear.
What is he doing?
He had 22 in the first half on 10 of 11 shooting. He is 28 at the half, and the
future Cav.
Yeah, and the Pacers are down 3. He's 12 of 14, 3 boards, 5 assists. Wow.
Who are they playing against?
Vooch is going. They're playing against Chicago.
Oh, that would be a big win if the Cavs can pull this out. That would be a big win for the Cavs to get out of the Pacers. Jared Allen,
Celtics are whacking the Pistons.
Hey, Jared Allen just made another jumper.
Nice.
Yeah, looks healthy. Tie
Ooh,
game
and
now. 3
Connor
minutes left.
McDavid lost the speed challenge.
Yeah,
Wow.
I really thought. Let's see what else is here. Oh, we got something from Jacob. He said my Astros going back.
Do I
Did
need to get the Braves hat?
who they end up losing? I gotta admit, I've been completely out of the loop of baseball free agency this year. They end up losing Correa.
Not quite.
What do you mean?
See, with the work stoppage, he's still a free agent.
Okay, so there's a chance he goes
So
back to Houston.
yeah, like he's still there. There, like most, there's only been a handful of guys that have moved. Like Seager and Simeon, like are on the Rangers, right? And Scherzer's on the Dodgers. Like there's a couple of players that did move, or on the Mets. Sorry, there's a couple of players that did move, but Story is still a free agent. Correa is still a free agent.
Yeah,
So
yeah. So it's gonna be very interesting. I mean, baseball is definitely a topic we could talk about during halftime because what's going on there is very sad and something I predicted because I have a natural tendency just not to believe that stuff's gonna get to an agreement after I believe it was the first LeBron championship, 2011, 2012, when the NBA lockout happened and it got delayed until Christmas Day. And I remember like the best news as a kid was waking up that day that they said the NBA was coming back for Christmas Day. That was like perfect.
and then that
but
Christmas Day was iconic too.
yeah, it was. I remember the Heat just destroyed the Mavericks in the first game after that finals, which was kind of funny.
And then the iconic D Rose shot in the lane against the Lakers.
Right, I forgot about that one. Yeah, that was crazy.
See, that's the one that's always etched into my head. That just like, man, D Rose was such a dog. Cavs legend D Rose.
I miss prime D Rose, man. It's awesome. He said, okay, so let's get to the LeVert one, then we'll get to the Bulls. Karis LeVert is a bad situation. I completely agree. And, at first when the Cavs were in trade talks for him, I was like, he's not averaging good numbers this year, whatever. But, as I thought about it more, I'm like, he was really, really good at Brooklyn when he had pretty similar teams to the Cavs. Like, the Brooklyn Nets were basically the Cavs. Like, they had the worst version of Jaren Allen, than now. They had D'Lo, who's a good point guard, but not as good as Darius Garland.
My guy, Spencer Dinwiddie.
They had Dinwiddie, who the Cavs have a better version, and Sexton, who's unfortunately hurt. But I think LeVert would fit in so perfectly with this Cavs team. So yeah, I completely agree. LeVert's in a bad situation. If the Cavs can fleece them for like, Rubio, Windler, and a first round pick for LeVert, I'd love it.
So how does the Rubio trade work? Because he is injured. Like,
He's injured, but it's a salary dump. So it helps the Pacers because it helps their salary cap. Even though they're probably not signing any big free agents, NBA teams just generally like to stay below, so they don't have to pay luxury tax or anything.
Shout out to the Portland Trailblazers who absolutely body bagged today.
That's something we're going to talk about during halftime. But what was I saying? Oh, so that's the Rubio thing. The Cavs trade him to open up space for LeVert's salary, and the Pacers get that money off their books this coming summer. And then Windler would give them somebody who has potential for the future, and then first round pick is really what they want. They say they want 2 first round picks. This always happens around the trade deadline, and then they end up having to settle. And I don't think anybody's giving 2 first round picks for LeVert right now. Cavs just tied at 46, by the way.
Nice.
So I think if the Cavs can do that, that would be amazing. As for the Bulls still coming out of the East, I think they got a very good chance. They've stayed tough through injuries. It's really going to depend if we get the new version of DeRozan in the playoffs or a typical playoff DeRozan. I think that's really what it's like.
There have been years in the past that you thought, okay, DeRozan's reached another level. Like the year he averaged 27 a game, right? With Toronto, it's like, oh yeah, Toronto is going to beat the Cavs at least once in a series. Although they did beat us twice in the Eastern Conference Finals.
He did, though. Was there a moment in that series you ever thought the Cavs were going to lose?
Okay, actually, Yes, but it wasn't because of anything that happened on the floor. Do you remember Nate, the Jets, Nets, and
Oh my
Raptors fan?
god. Yeah.
Like the worst user in the history of the app. He got so far in my head that week that I was convinced that there
Oh
was a
my god, I
curse.
remember he was a Raptors and Nets fan. Yeah.
Yes, because that doesn't make any sense. So I was like, he was so far in my head and so far, like, I'm like, we're gonna lose this series, and I'm never going to hear the end of it.
Yeah, you would have never been able to go back on uSTADIUM after that. That
No.
guy would
Oh
have
my
made it
goodness.
impossible.
And
The
now
Cavs are
he's
up by
not there
6 now.
anymore, and I work for the company. So
Yes.
wild. Wild.
Cavs are up by
Apparently
6 now, which
Siakam
is
is going
awesome.
nuts.
Siakam going
Yeah,
crazy
the
against the
real
Hawks.
D Wade
Siakam's been
two
on
threes.
fire, man. He's been a beast recently.
Like the real D Wade is showing up tonight.
Yes. No, this is awesome. I did
Yeah.
not expect the Cavs to be up by 6 at halftime even before the game, let alone when they're down 10. So you definitely gotta get a stream up, bro. You gotta find something.
I'm trying. I am desperately trying. I also need to see how many points Siakam has.
Yeah. Is Gary Trent
Jaylen
having
Brown
another
has
big
11.
game? Oh, Brandon
Say.
Goodwin from half court.
Oh,
I just missed it. Wish the Nets never dropped Dinwiddie. I completely agree. I think Dinwiddie, though Jarrett Allen would be a lot bigger for this team. And the issue is, you think about the James Harden trade, right? They really ended up giving up LeVert, Allen, Dinwiddie,
and several firsts.
And they're like next 7 first-round picks if you include the pick swaps, which might end up being really big if this team falls out, which there's a decent chance happens. Which is why I think the Simmons trade would be good for them because they're not going to have their first-round picks for a while. So there's no reason for them to suck. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I agree.
The craziest thing about this Nets team to me is,
are we sure Simmons plays for the Nets though, or is it just a Sixers issue, or is it
it's a Sixers issue? Because
okay.
I don't really blame Simmons. And actually, this was something Gonzalez said before we didn't get to talk about. He said, "When did Simmons become the worst player in basketball? Like everyone's making him out to be now." I think Simmons is still a great basketball player. He's one of the best playmakers. He can get to the hoop really well, defend as well as anybody in the NBA. Really, I think the issue is Doc Rivers, and I'll always say this. I think Doc Rivers for the last decade has been one of the worst coaches in basketball history. I think he has had all the talent in the world. Every time there's been a big situation his players have been in, he's had great players. Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, prime DeAndre Jordan. He
KG,
had Kawhi Leonard, Paul George. Every time, and then now Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. Every time those players have been in big situations, they've blown it. That's not on the players at some point. Those are all superstars. This is on
other
the
than the 2015 first round against the Spurs. I will agree with you.
Yes.
That was an unreal. I still can't believe
Chris Paul
made that
going
shot.
crazy. Chris Paul just went crazy in Game 7. Though.
That's true. That's fair.
That's
fair.
I think Doc Rivers was at one point a really good basketball coach, but he also did have probably one of the best top 4 player packages in NBA history with Pierce, Garnett, Allen, and Rondo. Weren't all in their prime, but they were still all they're all very, very good basketball players. So there is the question of how good was Doc Rivers ever really? Also, Tom Thibodeau
he had T-Mac too.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And I was this close to having Tim Duncan too.
That's crazy.
Oh man, imagine how much NBA history changes if Doc Rivers wasn't an idiot. And he said, "Hey Tim, you can bring your mom, or your mom can sit courtside at games, or whatever the thing was." And it's like, you cater to Tim Duncan. You cater to a top 10 player, top 12 player ever.
He's one of the biggest surefire picks ever, Tim Duncan. And also, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm like 90% sure I'm right. Thibodeau was the assistant coach for that 08 Celtics team, right?
Yes, I believe so. I will fact check that, but I'm 99.16%.
Yeah, that's what James said exactly. Thibodeau. I was just thinking that before he said that, so it's pretty funny he said that. But I mean, Thibodeau is an amazing defensive coach. You can say we want about him over time, but his teams always come ready to play that first season he's there. He motivates them. So yeah, I completely agree.
Did you know that he was a coach on the expansion Timberwolves?
Really?
Yeah, that was his first NBA coaching job. He was hold up, he's 64. What? I thought he was like 40. So he started his career at Salem State, which
Doc
is
Rivers is
in
64 years old?
no. I'm talking about Thibodeau.
Oh, that's even more surprising. How old is Doc Rivers? He like
Good question. I
probably
hope
around there,
Wikipedia
honestly.
is right. I'm gonna say probably late 50s, early 60s. He's 60. Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Wow. Thibodeau is
There's a
older
few
than Doc. I would not have guessed that.
yeah. There's a few comments I want to get to.
Mm-hmm. I'll throw
Yeah,
them up.
I think the Bulls have to make a trade for a good defensive big man. Like a Miles Turner would be perfect. I don't know how good the Vucevic and him pairing would work. Um,
So I love
but
Vooch. He just can't play defense.
their perimeter defense is good. I agree with Gonzalo, but they need to get somebody who can defend the paint because Vucevic's just not that guy defensively, in my opinion. Giannis gonna eat in that paint. I agree. That would be a very big mismatch in the Eastern Conference Finals. But again, that's what the trade deadline's for, right?
Right.
Yeah. Wait, hold up. Let's go. Yeah, that's something else I wanted to get to. There was something else James said before. Oh, sorry. He mentioned the Portland got robbed, an armed robbery. Yeah, that's something we're going to talk about during halftime. So let's talk about that now. So I believe it was Justice Winslow, Eric Bledsoe, Keon Johnson, and a second-round pick for Norman Powell and Robert Covington. And that's just, I mean, Norman Powell's on a very team-friendly deal. I think he's getting paid like 16, I think it's like 18 million over the next 4 years. Very good scorer. They traded Gary Trent Jr., who's on one of the best hot streaks in basketball right now, for him last year. Portland's better trade Dame and CJ by the end of the summer, or they're the most dysfunctional franchise in basketball. It's not even close right now.
I mean, the Kings haven't made the playoffs in a decade and a half, but
fair.
I get what you're saying.
Have guys for the future. Like I really like Davion Mitchell. I really like De'Aaron Fox. Tyrese Halliburton. I've been considering getting his jersey recently because that's one of my favorite players in basketball. But the Portland has no direction right now. I mean, they're saying they want to keep Dame, but they just traded 2 of their 4 best players, or 2 of their 5 best players.
Here's the full trade. The LA Clippers are acquiring Portland Trail Blazers veterans Norman Powell and Robert Covington in a trade that sends Eric Bledsoe, Justice Winslow. Remember when we thought he would be the next big thing? Keon Johnson and a 2025 second round pick to Portland, the teams announced. The Clippers will send a 2025 second round pick via the Detroit Pistons. I don't know how they got that pick. Was that?
Yeah. So. Yeah. It's crazy because it like a part of me would feel bad for Dame, but this dude, like at the end of the day in today's NBA, if you want to win, you have to know when to get out, right? It's just the sad fact of the matter is being loyal.
He embraces the grind. He all of the memes.
There's this great meme on Twitter where the rest of the players are like, Dave, we're down 20. He's like, I embrace the grind, let's go.
He doesn't run from the grind.
Yeah. I don't get what they're doing there, because if you trade those players, clearly you're not winning this year or next year or the next year. And if you keep Dame and CJ, what do you like? You're just going to be stuck in mediocrity. It's the worst place to be in basketball or any sport, really. But at least in football, it's a 1-game playoff. You get hot, whatever. In basketball, you're mediocre. You're not winning a 7-game series. Just
right.
Apparently, it's free money to extend Dame. That's crazy. Yeah, I agree. Dame, I'll lose a lot of respect for Dame if he resigns there, just because it's clear he doesn't want to win. That guy has first of all, I like to watch Dame. Dame's a really fun player to watch, but
he backs it up too. Like he's a big walk it like I talk it guy, and he walks it and he talks it.
Yeah, but in terms of defensively, that dude's one of the worst in basketball, and a part of me feels like he's wanted to stay there to kind of cover up his flaws a little bit, because it's like, oh, this guy's really loyal. That's what people like to see, especially. I feel like people who have fallen out with the NBA in recent years because of the way that players, go from team to team. They love to see that. But I feel like
that's true.
Dame's a big moment player. Like, he's had big moments, but
even in the playoff, he is one of those handful of guys that's hit a playoff series, two series buzzer beaters.
But you do wonder if Dame had all the expectations on him, because I don't think Dame's really had a team where they've had huge expectations going to the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Right.
you do wonder if all those expectations on him, how he'd fare. And I'd really like to see it, honestly, because he's a really special player, really special offensive talent.
Mm-hmm.
So it's annoying. Dame's my favorite player. He's super loyal. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly. That's how I feel. I like a few years ago, they still had pieces there. It was cool. It was cool to see him loyal. Now it's
Mhm.
just played out. He talks about it in every interview as an excuse for everything. It's like, dude, come on. Like, if you're gonna be loyal, like Kobe talked about in a couple interviews, but then he was right back to basketball. If you're gonna be loyal, don't talk about it in every interview. Just be loyal.
Mhm.
But it's annoying how he mentions it in every interview, and then he's like, "I want to win." And it's like, dude, you're contradicting yourself at that point,
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys are tuning into the full court trap. We're at the half in Cavs-Hornets. The Cavs lead by 6 after a nice little run to end the half. Across the association, the Celtics are whacking the Pistons. They're up 17. The Bulls lead the Pacers by 7 early in the third. And
Oh,
the
Bulls are up
Raptors have
7
a
now.
5-point lead on the Hawks, about halfway through the second. Man, what I really don't want to happen is be on a stream and like have a total screw up, like
Yeah,
just
no,
totally say the wrong word. It's
yeah,
called a Freudian slip.
yeah.
But the Hawks, that's the franchise based in Atlanta. I should know how to say it because I'm freaking from there. But yeah, the Bulls are pulling away. The Celtics are up 19. The
Mhm.
Raptors are up 5 on the Hawks.
Yeah. So, what was it? Yeah, Aaron said he's my favorite player. He's super loyal, but if he wants championship, he has to leave. Exactly, and he can't be
Mhm.
upset because at this point, the franchise is showing they're not going to do anything for him. Can't be upset if he doesn't win there because this is
Mhm.
what he wanted. So,
Right, right.
then also James said if LaMarcus stayed in Portland, I actually believe Portland's one of the most unlucky franchises in general. I mean, it generally is a bad decision, but you draft Bowie over or that's who it was, Sam Bowie, right? Over Jordan.
Yeah, Bowie.
And then
Mhm. I mean,
you
then you have all the injuries.
and then
It's
you
like
draft Greg
it's
Oden
one
over Kevin
thing.
Durant, who Greg Oden would have been an amazing basketball player if he was healthy, but
Mhm. And so I think so would Bowie. Like I think
Yeah,
that's what people miss sometimes is both Odin and Bowie aren't busts because they sucked. They're
yeah.
busts because they couldn't stay healthy. And that's a very different kind of bust. And that's
Oden
more
was
of
a
that.
pretty good basketball player when he was on the floor, and he was a
Mhm.
rookie.
Yeah.
It's a sad situation. And then you have Brandon Roy, who was
Oh,
when I was
that's
just getting into basketball, he was one of my favorite players to watch, and
mhm.
that was really sad. Like that dude was awesome.
Yeah. He was a special talent. Like he could score from anywhere. He could hit any big shot, and it was super athletic too. And like Rudy Fernandez was on those like mid 2000s Blazers teams. I liked him a lot.
Mhm.
Super athletic guy. That was before they got Aldridge. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
those
what he said
those teams
about
were
if
a lot of fun to
Lamarcus,
watch.
he said if Lamarcus stayed in Portland, I agree that would have been huge for them, especially his. I mean, his jumper is just ridiculous. I swear, I've never seen Lamarcus miss like 2 jumpers in a row that are open. Like
It's
that dude just doesn't.
so is it Sean Livingston against the Cavs?
Yes,
Good.
exactly.
Okay. Okay.
Roy would have been a
Did he
superstar if he
ever
didn't
miss
get
it like
injured.
a 16-foot turnaround? I don't
That
think
was in my
I don't.
nightmares. That was in my
Yeah,
nightmares after Game
like
4 of the 2016
I would
finals.
almost rather Curry hit or shoot an open three than Sean Livingston have like fate. Okay, here's the Max Kellerman clip. Fate of the universe. Aliens have aimed their ships at Earth. Who are we putting out on the floor? I'm just getting 5 Sean Livingstons and asking them to shoot turnaround 16-footers the entire game.
Facts. I completely, dude. That dude was scary. I mean,
Oh man.
went up
But it's
against him.
true. It's true. It felt like he made every single
Yeah,
one of those stupid jumpers.
oh, it's crazy, and it would be like in big points of the game too. Like it's not like necessarily probably going to show up in the stat sheets like that, but it was like Cavs are making a run, 2 Sean Livingston jumpers, type of thing.
I'm sure Warriors
Um,
fans felt the same way about JR. Well, I guess they won 3 out of 4, so they probably don't care.
yeah, definitely. Let's see. The Roy would have been a superstar. Completely agree,
I think he
and
was a
he could have.
superstar anyways. Like
Yeah,
even with the injuries, like he was a special talent. Like he is
yeah,
maybe not quite what T-Mac, what people want T-Mac to be, but he is 95% of what they wanted T-Mac to be. T-Mac was
yeah.
more like a more well-rounded, a little bit of a more well-rounded player. But Brandon, he was a baller. there's a reason why we still talk about him 15
Yeah.
years later.
There's another guy around that time who reminded me of him. He wasn't quite as good, but Danny Granger from the Pacers. That dude was a
Oh,
baller.
Miss
That was
Granger.
those
I
injuries were
think
so
didn't
sad.
Granger win a ring with the Heat?
Did he? I don't even remember that.
I think he was on the Heat at one point. I don't remember
That's
if he
pretty
was
funny.
on one of the finals teams.
Yeah. A
'Cause I thought
Roy
it-
Dame backcourt could have been something special, along with Odin and LaMarcus Aldridge. Those first or Roy, Odin, and LaMarcus Aldridge, I agree. Dame, they probably don't get if that team exists because Dame was like the 6th pick.
No, they got him with a different pick. Remember? Because if I remember correctly, they had two. Remember, they had Miles, famous racist or famous is it? Yeah, famous racist Miles Leonard in that draft too.
Right.
So they
Okay.
had two
That's actually
picks.
interesting. Imagine if they had that team. Sheesh, that would have been crazy.
Yeah, because that's like when
Nah,
the
he wasn't on the
Pistons
final
drafted
team.
Darko. That wasn't because the Pistons sucked. That was because the Grizzlies were sorry, respect, but the Grizzlies were absolutely trash.
Well,
and we're making horrendous trades.
The Kyrie draft, people forget the Cavs had traded. I believe it was Mo Williams for Baron Davis and a 1st-round pick. It was like a salary dump for the Clippers, and at the time, I think they were around playoff contention. So the Clippers ended up with like the 11th worst record in basketball. Not supposed to get you the number 1 pick. So the Cavs get the number 1 and number 4 pick, which was like, wow, that 11th, best odds went up to number 4. That's pretty crazy. Little did people realize the Cavs pick that they got wasn't their own pick. The 11th best odds was what got them Kyrie Irving. The 2nd best odds is what got them Tristan Thompson at number 4. And that's just crazy. Like, that's why if you're a lottery team, I just feel like don't trade your picks. Like, regardless of how enticing the trade might be, unless you're a team like the Warriors last year, where you're in position, with guys not injured to make it. I feel like just keep your picks if you're a lottery team.
So I do have a correction. Danny Granger actually replaced LeBron James on the Heat.
Interesting.
So
they
he signed.
He
signed in
July,
July.
right?
Yeah, my guy Shabazz.
Yeah, because they were supposed to get. I forget if it was that summer or the summer before. They were supposed to get Kyle Lowry, and then they didn't. I remember actually, shout out to James. I remember talking with him a lot about that Kyle Lowry trade, and it was supposed to happen. We were hanging out when it was supposed to happen, and then it just never happened. But yeah, that was a very interesting off. I mean, that's my favorite offseason ever, just because we got LeBron. Then, whatever happened after that didn't even really matter. But I get Kevin Love too, So yeah.
Draft Andrew Wiggins, trade him for
to open the second half, up
nice.
by 10 now.
I can take the thing the banner down. All right.
Yes.
All right. Let's see any like sort of breaking news. The Atlantic Division goalies won the goalie skills competition. That's cool. Apparently Josh McCown is going to get the Texans job. I don't know how solid that is. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm hearing.
Oh my god, dude! I was hoping it'd be Gerard Mayo. He was one of my favorite Patriots back then. He's apparently
from
head coach
the famous Mayo commercials.
Yeah.
Okay. So Respect posted his top 5 MVP candidates. He has Jokic, Giannis, Embiid, John, DeRozan.
I don't
what would you change?
I don't know what overall mine are, but I think Embiid and DeRozan are definitely my top 2 now. I think the DeRozan talks have kind of went down recently, which I really don't know why, but I think DeRozan's been nothing short of spectacular this year, and he fills all the boxes. He's been clutch. He is scoring to an all-time high. I don't see any reason why DeRozan isn't in the talks for a lot of people. I know he missed some time. I think it was COVID and he had a minor injury, if I remember correct. But yeah, I think DeRozan being in the talk, I really like that. Ja's obviously there. Giannis is there. Jokic is there. So I think I probably have around the same top 5, just in different order. But Embiid is by far my MVP right now, because what he's done with that Sixers team this year, I like Seth Curry a lot, but not really much, especially because Tobias Harris has been pretty bad this year. Not really much there in Philadelphia. I think Embiid is definitely my MVP right now.
Yeah, I think if I had to go, I mean, maybe I put Chris Paul in over DeRozan. I think either or is fine. You get a guy like the number 1 player on the best team in the conference. Paul doesn't have like the statistical average, but he has the on-court, like watch the basketball game and he's there. 15-10, 2 steals, couple rebounds.
He's been incredible this year.
Mhm.
I mean, every year, but
Shooting
this year too.
49% as a point guard. That's insane. And Steph's down there at 42%.
Yeah. Well, Steph's had a
He's
rough stretch. I'm sure he'll be
yeah.
fine, but yeah, he's not
He
been
was
good
still
ever since, or shooting wise. He's still a very good
yeah.
basketball player, but he's not been good
Mhm.
shooting wise ever since the record talk started happening.
Yeah. Let me look at some of his
Cavs
splits.
defense is really turning it up right now.
I'd love to see it. Oh, and that would
60.
be a huge bet. I made 2 takes on uSTADIUM today. Actually, yeah, 2 takes on uSTADIUM. I said the Cavs would beat the Hornets. Then I went over to my underdog account and said the Cavs would beat the Hornets. So
Oh
if the
wow.
Cavs beat the Hornets, that'd be great.
This would probably be the most shocking win for the Cavs for me this year. I had no confidence going into this game, honestly. But I still am worried about, they haven't been the best fourth quarter team this year. That's the only place they've really struggled with, and
Mhm.
not
They're great in the
having
first
a
quarter.
yeah,
They're great
they're
the
like
first 3
plus
quarters.
12 in the first quarter and minus 6 in
Mhm.
the fourth, I think, or something.
Yeah, it was bad.
It's crazy.
Not as
And
bad as the Thunder. The Thunder are catastrophe in all 4 quarters.
I mean,
It's so funny to
The
look at
Cavs
the
came
Cavs.
back from 18 down on them late third quarter. Oh, they
This is
call it
true.
foul. Yeah, yeah, Thunder are a fun team. Like Thunder have a really, really good future, and they're playing
Mhm.
decently competitive basketball. Except for
Right.
Jesus, Jerry now is 21-17 right now.
There you go, big man, JA.
That's how
See,
he's.
this is why he should have been an all-star.
This
He
is how he
is
bounces back. See, he heard the
yeah.
criticism from everyone the last few days, and
Yeah.
he's back.
And then he did make the all-star team. This is his statement to the world.
Yes,
And this is his
maybe
middle finger to Adam Silver when he eventually chooses LaMelo Ball to replace KD.
yes. I mean, Lamelo's definitely not impacted this game as much as Jarrett. That's all I'm gonna say. Though
Oh
Lamelo
man.
just had a nice reverse layup, make it a 10-point game. But yeah, I mean, this would be a huge win because I've been a little bit worried that if they keep losing and guys keep guys out and stuff, they could potentially fall out of the playoffs at least for a time being until the guys get healthy. But
Right.
if they go up, oh shoot, bad turnover. If they go up 4 games on the Hornets here, that would be very big. And then they
Yeah,
go
that'd
up
be
2
great. And
games.
then you do have an easier schedule moving forward. So we've
Yeah.
touched on that in recent weeks that
We have the Pacers, Spurs, and Pacers coming up, I believe, before
Mhm.
Mobley just went Mobley just tried to dunk all over Plumlee, but it was a foul on Plumlee.
Oh man.
But we have the Pacers, Spurs, Pacers, and then we have 2 tough ones against the 76ers and Hawks. I really hope Garland and Markkanen are back by then. I think they
Amen
will
to
be. I
that.
have a good feeling they'll be back by then.
The
Uh,
Hawks are trimming the lead in Toronto, by the way.
are they?
Yeah.
What's the
A
score? Oh,
2-point game
2-point
with
game.
two to play.
Yeah, Hawks have been really impressive recently. And like there's specifically Cavs fans that have been worried about these teams going around. It's like teams like the Celtics, Hawks, and Raptors, they're good basketball teams. They're gonna, have hot streaks
Mhm.
during the year.
Right.
It's just a matter of, who ends up playing the best, overall, really down the stretch of the year. The Hornets are on an 8-2 run to cut it down to a 6-point game.
Your
But
man DeRozan has 19. Bulls lead by 6. Vooch is 24.
damn.
LeVert has 28, as I mentioned. Or now he has 28.
What's the score there?
79-75.
Oh, okay. So it's still a game.
Bulls lead. Mm-hmm.
Let me look at the standings real quick. Also, we should touch on the All-Star players at some point.
Yes.
We
DG, the
we did
PG.
talk about DeJounte before.
Yes, we
Yeah,
did touch on
set up
Deontay.
piece. So let's see. Right now, the Bulls are in first place. Heat are tied for first place. Do you say the Heat are playing right now, or did I mishear that
I
earlier?
do not believe so.
Okay. So Heat are tied for first place with 33-20 record. Bulls 32-19. 76ers are 1 game out with 31-20 record. Bucks are 32-21, 1 game out, and the Cavs are 31-21, 1.5 game out. So obviously, there's 30 games left, but in terms of standings, this would be a big win for the Cavs.
Mm-hmm.
They can pull it out, especially if the Bulls ended up blowing it, which doesn't. I don't expect that, but
Okay, James, we're not trying to justify it. We're just saying that it haunted us.
wait, what did he say?
He said Livingston only did that because the Cavs have no guards with that size, which is true, but it's still
But he was
sad
so
to
ridiculous.
yeah. All right, so I have the All-Star rosters. Let's pop it up. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. So we
So
got
we talked about the starters last week. I think besides Wiggins and Trae Young, we were all in agreement about that starting group. I still can't believe Wiggins is a starter in the All Star game. That's insane.
I just throw Draymond in there, and I think it's okay. And then like replace Wiggins with like I don't know my cat.
Yeah,
I'm happy for Fred VanVleet. I'm very
I'm
happy
very
for him.
happy for Red VanVleet, and a lot of a lot of LaMelo fans are talking bad about VanVleet right now because LaMelo's the really popular guy and
Mm-hmm.
he's had a great season. But I think
Yeah, of course.
VanVleet, what he does for that team, it's almost like a Curry light almost, where he attracts so much
Mm-hmm.
of defense. He can shoot, he gets the hoop. He's a good defender too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he does a lot for that team just with spacing and his point guard play in general. So
Yeah.
I think Van Vliet is very deserving. In terms of I think I said this before, but I think Chris Middleton is the only one I really disagree with in the East. I don't think he's had a better season than Jared Allen.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the West, I don't know who I really would have taken out. Well, this is hard because it's not an
Other than
East-West format.
Wiggins.
I would have taken out Wiggins to get Murray in, because Wiggins should have been in the. I don't know how it would have worked out because
Yeah,
forwards.
maybe you vote
But
in Draymond over Wiggins, and then Deontay gets in as a wild card.
yeah, something like that. I don't know,
The
but
verdi's
either
up
way,
to
there's.
30.
Oh my God, Allen just dunked all over Miles Plumlee. That's sick,
Okay. If the Cavs post that on Twitter, I'm gonna find it.
dude. Wait, so you don't get NBA TV at all?
No, like the dorm doesn't even have ESPN.
That sucks, man.
Yeah, tell me about it. Although I would get ESPN, so like if the Cavs were on ESPN, I could just turn my little ensemble and watch TV. But I don't have ESPN in my dorm. Let me see if the Cavs Twitter posts
It just happened
anything.
like 2 seconds ago. That was a poster and a half though. That was great. He's got 23 and 18 now, so he heard the people talking. Jared Allen, that's for
Yes,
sure. Allen ended human life. Yep, completely agree.
facts.
JJJ deserves Draymond replacement. I don't understand replacing him or KD with guards. I agree. I think if we're talking about forwards, because they don't have enough forwards in either conference, if they, in terms of if we're talking about positions, I think it should be Jared Allen and Jaren Jackson Jr. I think if we're talking about players, I still think it should be Jared Allen, actually. And I think it should be DeJounte Murray. But I agree on the whole forwards guard thing because they played that game and then they want to change it around. I think it's weird. So I agree with the Jaren Jackson Jr. argument.
Okay, so two things. First,
Cavs are up 11
both
now.
Bronny and Evan Mobley are trending. And second, I just saw this tweet, and it's
Bro,
like an
why the hell
older.
did the
I know this is supposed to be a basketball pod, but
Wait,
I just it's like
what
an
is he
old
talking about?
it's an old Madden or an old Madden game, and the guy's
Cavs are
like
up 14.
doing a Packers thing or like going through franchise or whatever, and then he looks and the Packers with Trent Dilfer and Aaron Rodgers and two other 78 overall quarterbacks signed Carson Palmer.
Wait,
Video
how much
games
was
are
that
so
contract? Hold up, put that back on for a second.
oh.
How? Uh,
See,
one hundred
Mobley's trending.
seventeen million.
So was Bronny trending.
Jesus, how many years is that?
Uh,
What year is this in?
I probably like
Oh, they went
05
back in. Oh, it's an old man.
or
Okay,
08.
okay, that's
Because it
pretty
was like
funny.
Roger, but I don't know. Maybe like okay, so 4 years pro. So Palmer was 03 number one overall pick. So this was like probably 07, something like that. I don't know.
Interesting.
I will pull up the Cavs clip. Oh, hey, we're live too. See, Mr. Cavs no clear all. Stop that, please. There we go. Cavs Hornets. Let's see. Yeah, let's see what's popping. If I swear, if we get demonetized, I'm gonna throw something.
This was the play.
There you go. Well, that
No,
was
that
good
was
job,
not the
Chevy.
play.
Pass. Great passing, everyone.
Great passing. That was not the play though.
This one.
No, that was not the play either. They're probably gonna post in a little bit. It's just
Dean Wade, the GOAT with the splash, the real
Yes.
D Wade.
He's been playing great. But yeah, like respect my 40 said, he ended human life with that dunk. That was
Allen with the jump shot. There you
yes.
go.
His touch has gotten better. I don't know if he's been hanging around Evan Mobley a lot or whatever, but his touch on his jumper has gotten a lot better. Jared Allen.
A good pass to the corner by LaMelo. All right.
Says some destinations won't get comments. I'm assuming that's the Twitter people, right?
Yes.
Okay. So if you're on Twitter and commenting, we hope to find out a way to get those comments up in the future. But
yeah, I will look and see how is it, because I don't have the login for the uSTADIUM Twitter, so I can't see every comment.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to do a mock draft at some point.
Yeah. For NBA?
For NBA or NFL, either one works.
Yeah. We haven't talked about those NFL games last Sunday, actually. And that Bengals comeback was probably one of the most shocking results for me. I was so happy, but like that was just crazy how they were down so big early, and then everyone's talking about Joe Burrow, but that defense just completely shut him down after those first 3 drives. They just made it look easy. It's awesome to see, really. I really like that we got a Super Bowl now of 2 teams that 5 weeks ago or like 6 or 7 weeks ago nobody really took seriously as a Super Bowl candidate, with the Rams losing those 3 games in a row. I remember they got absolutely killed by Green Bay, and then Cincinnati, just most people didn't think would win a playoff game, which
guess who thought they would win? 4 of them.
You thought they'd win the Super Bowl?
Yeah,
I had them going to the Super Bowl. I had them going to the Super Bowl, but I was very worried they'd lose in the first round because of the Bengals. Okay, I had Packers beating the Bengals in the Super Bowl was my prediction. I should have known that Rodgers would choke again, but I thought he'd do it. I really thought he would.
Okay, Splash, how do you feel about Brandon Mathurian from Zona? I have not watched a lick of Arizona basketball this year.
Yeah, I haven't. My school, Fairfield University, I have not watched a game this year, though I am going to the game on Sunday. So
yeah, we had a game here, I think against UCLA. There's
oh my god, Allen again,
and it was just nuts. Like just walking around campus, like I had class, right? So I couldn't go to the game even if I wanted to, and even if I had tickets.
Yeah,
and it's just like you could not move. Jared Allen 2020 game.
20. Yeah, that was his 20th.
Not. Yes, you could not go anywhere. Like if I had to drive, it would have taken me an hour to get to class, but I just walk over and it's like a 10-minute walk. So I have not watched. I have Jack squat knowledge on these draft prospects. Right? Yeah, they were like number 3, number 5, something like that.
Yeah, get to one of those games, bro. That'll be a fun time.
I agree, but you have to do it a year in advance, not a year in advance, like a semester in advance. So like I didn't have any interest. Like I only went to 2 games. My first year here, I went to you remember Peyton Pritchard, like Celtics? Yeah. Okay, sure. So I went to the one game. It was Arizona, Oregon, double overtime. Peyton Pritchard went absolutely bananas. And I went to an Arizona Gonzaga game. I think Arizona was down like 14 with 2 minutes to go, and they came back and lost it by 2. So
still pretty interesting.
The Fro is going nut. 20 in 23 minutes. Great stuff.
Insane. He's got him open if he wants it. Don't spoil what happens ahead. Because I am a little.
Siakam is 25 for the Raptors.
Allen gets fouled. Allen got fouled. What did you say?
Ouch! This chair is so uncomfortable. Siakam is 25. This is just a fully plastic chair. Man, in 4 months when I'm like in somewhere other than this chair, like I would rather sit on my bed, and my bed doesn't even have my bed back home doesn't have a backrest, but at least it's soft. This is hard plastic. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Well, at least you'll be able to get to a better chair soon.
Yeah. All right. I can get a gaming chair and do some Madden content. Or, man, I was playing Madden last night. Right. And I hadn't played Madden. I was playing Madden 21, like with Lamar Jackson on the
Mhm.
cover. And I hadn't played Ultimate Team in well over a year. And I sat there opening packs for an hour.
Why do you have like the pre-order or whatever?
Yeah, I had
Okay.
the pre-order like EA Play nonsense that gives you free like a fantasy pack, and he gave you 3 fantasy packs. So it's like, okay, I'll open 3 Ravens ones a piece. I got like 18 Patrick Queens.
Yeah,
I'm
that you
never going to
always get those
use
type of
any of them.
players where it's like, I don't exactly want this guy, but they're just gonna give me 100 of them. I
Uh-huh.
used to get that in
I did get a
2K.
couple nice Orlando Brown cards, one of which
I
is my
remember
starting left tackle
in
now.
2K it would be Dwayne Dedman back in the day.
Yes,
When he
even
was
I
like a
remember that.
silver, like a low end silver,
Uh-huh.
you'd get him in every pack, I swear.
Yeah.
Ah, damn. Alan probably for the first time tonight missed a rebound. Yeah, no, he's Alan's going
This is
absolutely
like
nuts
K
tonight.
Love on the Timberwolves. That's what he's
Yeah.
doing. Or this
He
is like the good version of Andre Drummond.
yeah. I don't know if Drummond ever had this type of impact. But
I don't know. Have we explained to our audience our hate relationship with Mr. Andre Drummond?
I don't think we have, but I'd be well willing to talk about it. That's for sure.
Yeah. So one of my favorite things, I think we've both come to the conclusion that when LeBron and Andre Drummond were teammates, there has never been a bigger gap in basketball IQ.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. I think I've said before that I would rather play 4-on-5 than have Andre Drummond on my basketball team.
Yeah. Because
I'm
Drummond, what he
yeah, go ahead.
did was he would clog up the paint. He would just shoot whatever, even though he would constantly miss layups and stuff. Just keep shooting, keep shooting it, get blocked, keep shooting it, miss a layup, and then
Yeah. Throw a
didn't
pass
play a
into the
lick of
stands.
defense, but because he's so tall, you get a few blocks here and there and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then
He did accumulate a lot of steals.
yeah, but
So,
again, like I feel like with his rebounds and steals, it was a right place, right time type of thing. Like there was never Andre Drummond plays where I'm like, damn, he really did that. He really got that rebound. Nah, it's like it's an easy rebound. He stat pads. Like Drummond's definitely probably my least favorite player. I've had him on my sports teams. I mean, as a Patriots fan, I'm not the biggest Wes Welker fan because in one way or another, he ruined our season 3 years in a row. But I mean, Andre Drummond just was like the lowest effort, lowest IQ player I've ever watched. And it's sad because he had all the potential.
yeah, he's incredibly talented.
Yeah,
How do
Drummond.
you think
I think
of?
that's very disrespectful to Westbrook.
Oh man, the Pistons are getting stomped.
Yeah, the Celtics are playing good basketball right now.
Yeah, love to see it.
But I do see what you're saying. But I think Westbrook's a hot. His issue. He's always going 100 miles per hour. So I don't think it's fair to compare them. Well, first of all, I think Westbrook's a top 7 point guard ever. But also the effort difference is just so much between Andre Drummond and Westbrook. Westbrook's issue is he tries too hard. Andre Drummond's issue is that he doesn't give a crap.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair. So currently Allen has 24 points, 20 rebounds. Take a guess at how many players have hit those marks this season.
4?
Ding, ding, ding.
Wow.
I don't know how you got that.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Do you want to take a guess at the 4 players?
Okay. Embiid's probably done it like 10 times.
Embiid has not done it.
What?
Yeah. Embiid has not. 2022 season, 24 points, 20 rebounds.
Nikola Jokic?
Jokic 4 times.
Sabonis?
And no Sabonis.
Vucevic?
No Vooch.
Okay, I gotta get more of these. Let's see.
There's
what
one I think you
conference are
should.
they in?
2 of them are in the East. 1 of them is in the West.
2 of them in the East. Oh, Giannis.
Okay.
Giannis.
Jared Allen is now on the list, but he was not
Jared
entering
Allen.
today.
Yeah, he's now on the list.
Giannis is correct. 1 East, 1 West, and
Giannis
these
for
are
sure.
totally off the wall. Neither of them are all stars. These are, and these are off the wall.
So it's not Giannis?
Well, Giannis is one of the answers. Yes, Jokic
Okay.
4, Giannis 1.
Okay.
I'll give you 50 seconds.
50 seconds. Okay. I'm trying. Are they big men?
Both of them are listed as forwards. According to Basketball
Is
Reference,
another one a Cav?
No. Player
I
one
think
is a
7-Eleven.
quote power forward and small forward, and player two is quote a power forward and center.
Trying to think. And you said one in the East, one in the West.
Yes, one in the East, one in the West.
Aiton.
Aiton is not correct.
Ennis Cantor. I like the guesses.
Yeah, I do like the
Robert
guesses.
Williams.
Robert Williams is not correct.
I'm just throwing out names at this point. Miles Turner.
Miles Turner is incorrect. Let me. Okay, so one player is on a new team this season, and the other player has played for 6 different teams since being undrafted in 2016 or 2015.
Yeah, I have no clue, honestly. I can't. Siakam?
Siakam is incorrect.
Wait, no,
the answer,
yeah.
Kyle Kuzma.
Oh my god. One of my least favorite players.
And Christian Wood.
Okay, that's not too shocking, actually.
Okay, so Wood 4 points, exactly 24 points and 21 rebounds. Kuzma had 27 and 22. Giannis was up at 32 and 20. Ooh, actually, you know what?
32. Wait, who had 32 and 20?
Giannis. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, if
Pacers only down by 3, by the way, at the end of 3. Cavs are up by 11.
If Allen gets 3 more rebounds, he's gonna have a unique stat line this season.
What is that unique stat line?
24 plus points, 23 plus rebounds.
Damn. Yeah, he's definitely heard the people talking the last few days.
Yes, he has. 23 rebounds in the game this year. The answer is yes. Sabonis had 25. Also, Drummond had 25. Jonas had 23. Capella 23. Drummond 23 twice.
Yeah, but right. Drummond just takes the ball when it's on the floor. He doesn't. I guarantee you, none of those were effort rebounds.
Oh, hold up! I've heard Sabonis had 16 points, 25 rebounds, 10 assists. Wait a minute. Sabonis has 2 different games with a 22 rebound triple double. Okay, I gotta see if that's that's like Wilt Chamberlain stats right there.
Yeah, no, like, and Wilt's stats like can't be real. Like those were just.
It is a Wilt stat. So
Ingram,
Sabonis is just the 13th player to ever do that twice in a season.
That's
Chamberlain
crazy.
did it 20 times in a season, 16 times the season before that, 6 times the year before that. The only guy since 1975 to do it is Kareem, who had 2 games in 1976. And then Sabonis.
Mm-hmm.
That is wild. This stat line has only happened, like a 22 rebound triple double has only happened 96 times. And 2 of them belong to Sabonis. Sabonis is nice, but his defense makes him unplayable at times.
I completely agree, yeah.
Yeah.
Agree. Sabonis is good for what he is. I think some people overrate him, but he he's gonna get you points. He's gonna pass the ball. He's got good court vision. He's a good basketball player, but I think Sabonis is a little bit overrated because I don't know how far you can go with a guy like Sabonis. But he's a good basketball player.
I have a wild Wilt stat line for you that I'm currently looking up. Oh my goodness. This one's going to be fun. There are 3 players in NBA history that have had 20 rebounds and 20 assists in a triple-double.
Andrew Bynum's one of them. Wait, no, never mind. Sorry, I thought you said 20 points and 20 rebounds. Okay, never mind.
Yeah, I was going to say 20 assists. I don't think Andrew Bynum can...
had more than like 5 assists in a game in his career.
I'll look, but Wilt had a game that he had 22 points, 25 rebounds, 21 assists. Westbrook.
That's not surprising because there was a point in his career he was just, putting up 50 every night, and then he took like more of a passing, playing all around basketball type of role later in his career. So that's not too surprising.
Right. Okay. Westbrook had a game with 20 points, 20 rebounds, 21 assists.
Yeah. I remember. Wasn't that the game that got him the triple double record?
I think
The
so.
Nuggets game when he hit the buzzer beater.
No, not that one. It was one that I think it clinched averaging a triple double one year, if I
Okay,
remember correctly. And then Westbrook, actually
probably got
last
some
year with the
threes.
Wizards, had 14 points, 21 rebounds, 24 assists. I
Okay,
think actually that might have been the one that clinched a triple double or clinched the triple double for the season.
yeah,
All right, take a guess at what Andrew Bynum's career high in assists was.
7.
I'm going to look. I can't imagine that it's higher than 6 or 7.
Yeah, you figure like one game he got a lot of like pass outs or something.
Mm-hmm. He was a really good player. It sucks that he
That's a
didn't work
charge.
out in Cleveland
Yeah, no, I
or
mean
Philly or
he was
Indiana.
hurt. I mean he had the injury and then Celtics are up by 21. Okay. I thought that said 82-81. I was like, damn, what a comeback. But it's 82-61.
Fun fact: the last article to mention Andrew Bynum was a Eagles article.
Really? Why?
Yeah, I don't know why. It's a Jordan Mailata article that just happened to link to the Basketball Reference page for Andrew Bynum. All right,
Interesting.
Andrew Bynum's career high in assists is just 6.
Okay, I
Just
was one
6.
assist off.
Yeah.
My
He did it
bad.
with the 2011 Lakers in a game they lost.
Was it a playoff game? Or was it regular season?
No, February 3rd, 2011 against the Spurs. Ooh, the red hot 41-8 Spurs.
Damn.
Bynum had 10 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists. Solid.
That's crazy.
Cavs legend Shannon Brown played in that game, as did Joe Smith and Kings legend Luke Walton.
Damn.
Wow.
Interesting.
And Meta World Peace, who's now known as Meta Sanford Artest.
Yeah. Ron Artest at the end was hilarious. He had to change his name after that elbow on who was it? Was it on Harden? Yeah, it was on
Yeah, it was on
Harden.
Harden.
Yeah. Yeah. He
Like
had to
Thunder
change his name
Harden.
after that one.
All right. Wow.
Cavs are about
Unreal.
it looks like this charge or this play they called a blocking foul on Love's gonna get overturned. I don't see why it wouldn't be, because Love was in perfect position. So it looks like the Cavs gonna have the ball up 14. I think it's about 10 minutes left, if I'm not mistaken. So all things are looking good right now for the Cavs, that's for sure.
Go Cavs, baby.
Sure, go Cavs. Is there
All
anything
right.
else?
12 minutes left. Rocking and rolling
Yep,
in the city of rock and
11-18
roll.
11-18 to be exact, and the Bulls are up by 1 point with 10 minutes left.
All right. This is like a bootleg version of NBA Crunch Time.
Yes. Oh, damn.
And
Caris we're at 14 of 18 for 32 now.
Rocket Spurs underway down in San Antonio.
6 assists, too, which we love to see because definitely will
Yes.
need him more as a playmaker in Cleveland. I don't know if this
Mhm.
game really puts up his draft or his trade stock that much either, just because.
Helps his draft stock for sure.
Okay, we're going back
Oh,
to like
man.
2014 now.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, if you had a fantasy draft right now, if in the NBA, where would you take LeBron?
Like third or fourth. I think I'd take Embiid first for sure, just because you're pretty much guaranteed to get what you get in night in, night out. Giannis second. Yeah, I don't know who I'd take over LeBron. Actually, that's a good point. I think LeBron is top 5 in MVP race right now too, because LeBron's done, like, even though you can blame him for that team not being built well or whatever, he's had an
But
incredible
that's Le
season.
GM, not Le basketball player.
Yes, exactly.
There
Hey, Rondo finally scored. We're up by 16
you
now.
go.
10:40 left. And
Steamrolling the
the
Hornets.
defense is really playing well tonight. I mean, that's the thing that's been struggling recently. It's been dumbfounding because I think Garland's defense has improved a lot, but he's not, he's not like a all defense type of player.
Mm-hmm. Good job,
Hornets are winning,
Frankie.
bro. Hey, hey, after some of the Cavs collapses this year, it wouldn't be the most shocking thing, but it would hurt. Up 16
Absolutely.
with 10 minutes left, and
Oh boy.
let's see. To Dean Wade in the Dean Wade gets blocked. Evan Mobley, no, okay. But yeah, still up by 16 with 10 minutes left, and now it's 14. But yeah, so that would be very
Oh, I can wait. I think I can pull up the clip of the
Oh, Jared
Jared
Allen
Allen
dunk
dunk.
now. Okay, this is something we definitely need to pull up.
Okay. I'm gonna try the. This is the most bootleg version of this because I'm not even
Kevin
sharing
Love
the.
3 up
Okay, here we
17.
go. Can we see? Yes.
Yes, we can see it. Splash.
Here we go. Let me mute, please. Mute. Respectfully, I would like you to play and not play an ad. Here we go.
Here we go.
We got
All right,
the
you're about
double
to witness.
zero rocking and rolling.
You're about to witness greatness here, Splash.
Whomp. That
That was awesome.
oh my goodness. Akora the whomp right over Plumlee. Oh my
That was
goodness.
beautiful.
Right through the hand too. It was a great effort by Plumlee.
Yes.
Oh man.
No, like that's the thing. Like as a basketball player in general, no matter what level you're at, you'd never want to get dunked on. But like,
No.
it's annoying because like the more effort you put in on trying to block it, the worse it looks. Like if you
Because
just
like if
like
you just give up and like are like running half speed and a guy like slams it, it's like okay,
yeah,
cool.
it's like
But then if you
whatever.
like try like if you do the Brandon Knight method of jumping and then DeAndre
Jumping with
Jordan
DeAndre
says
Jordan
you
in
have to
2014.
poor Brandon Knight. Cavs legend, right? Brandon Knight?
Yes, Cavs legend, 2018, I believe, right?
Yeah, one of those weird years.
Yeah,
I think like
I was pretty
what like
excited
the
when we got him. I'm not gonna lie. And Chicago's up by 5 now. But yeah, I was pretty excited when we got. I always thought Brandon Knight was an overhated player because of
yeah,
the
yeah, for
plays we've
obvious
seen.
reasons.
Yeah.
When you're getting it's kind of like it's almost like the Trayvon Diggs, that if you have enough bad, it's just going to look bad,
Yeah.
but he's not actually a bad player. Like,
No,
yeah, he gets burned, but everyone gets burned.
yeah. Though that
Yeah.
play when he completely
Brandon Knight,
misread that Mac Jones
43
pass.
games to the Cavs.
Yeah, 43. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Cavs are up by
He's
12
he's
with
on the
8
Mavericks
minutes
this year. I
left
didn't
here.
realize that.
Oh, good one was wide open. Oh my God, Rondo just missed Allen for an alley-oop. That was very good idea, but not a good pass, which is rare from Rondo to not throw the ball to the right spot. But yeah, Cavs just need a little 4-6-0 run here just to make it a little more comfortable. Up 12 with 8 minutes left.
All right. We have a poll on uSTADIUM. Joe Burrow or Matthew Stafford? Who should be ranked higher?
It's interesting. Oh, Kevin Love just did another 3. Okay, up 15. Burrow, I mean, I don't think Burrow is. I take Burrow because I think Burrow's lows aren't as bad as Stafford's lows, but I think Stafford's position on an all-time list goes way up, even with going to the Super Bowl, because he has so many statistical, milestones and stuff. You're what? Warriors fan, by the way. But yeah, this Cavs are playing well. Very very happy with how they've played so far tonight. Shoot, now we're only up by 10 though. 7 minutes left. A little bit worried with no guard play how this last 7 minutes is gonna go, but yeah, right now it's looking good. Good Cavs. Hornets catching a little vibe. Yeah, their shots are going in right now. Really sucks to waste this great Jared Allen performance. So I hope that doesn't happen. I mean, the defense has played so well tonight too. It's hard to imagine them completely just collapsing this quarter, but I think Allen's out of the game right now too. That might be a problem.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, it's crazy. If Allen hadn't had that injury early in the game, he might even have it crazier.
Yeah, because he's having one of the best games of the season, and the Cavs are winning. It's like everything's going well, even though he like missed a little bit of time because we all had the heart attack that not Allen.
Sorry, Mac homie has me dead right now. I said, didn't expect this, not gonna lie. Faded the Cavs for the first time since my son was born. Not going well. Yeah, I mean that's why you don't bet against us, you know. But
Oh
I mean,
man.
I would have probably into the night, being unbiased, said to bet on the Hornets, but Cavs are, finally showing
Then
up for the
I
first
came
time in
in
a
with a
week.
double bet on the Cavs, and it looks like I'm gonna pull through today,
Yeah.
as of right
No, I
now.
mean, well, let's not jinx anything. It's still a 10-point game with
Also,
7 minutes
Kevin
left.
Love
They've
has
blown
six
worse this year.
threes.
What?
Kevin Love has 6 threes tonight.
Yeah, he really caught fire in that third quarter. Let me see. Let me see all the guys' stats right now. I don't think Okuro's having. No, he's got 6 points. Made his 2 free throws. That's the one that makes me really happy about Okuro is his free throw shooting has
Mhm.
gotten so much better. He was such a bad free throw shooter to start his career. Jeez, Love shot 14 threes tonight. It actually does feel like that though.
Mhm.
But 6 of 14 is still a very good
Yep.
percentage. 23 points.
Allen, of course, 24 and 20. Goodwin,
It's
8
crazy
assists.
though.
Big
Outside
game.
of Love, outside of Love and Allen, there's no double figure scores for the Cavs right now.
But Wade came in, hit 2 out of 3 threes.
Yeah.
You know, uh,
Goodwin's had 3 big threes.
mhm. He's also with the 8
Osman's styling
assists.
again. Osman has not been
Mhm.
playing his best basketball recently, but we know how he can get when he's hot.
Lamar
I mean,
Stevens had 3 personal fouls in 6 minutes.
yeah, he did have a couple nice plays, but yeah, that's not the
He did
best.
score 4 points. You
Yeah,
know,
he had a couple. I remember he had a couple nice plays when he came in. Um, yeah,
Mobley
Bulls.
hasn't had his best game.
Yeah, I mean after the last game too, 29, 29
29 and
points.
12,
Yeah,
right?
career high. It was crazy. He was taking like KD type of shots too, and just draining them like fadeaway
Mhm.
jumpers. Yeah, like
Mhm.
that's the type of stuff that just terrify the NBA. Because if he
Like, it's
consistently
one
is
thing if
moving
he's
those
like just
fade,
a transcendent defensive player, then okay, we have those. But
yeah,
if he's like really good offensively too,
which it looks like by oh oh my god, that was a terrible shot by Allen. Okay, the Cavs have to really start getting back into flow of this game.
mhm.
Up by 10 now, 6.5 minutes left, so the clock is ticking. But
Mhm.
uh, shoot, okay, Hornets missed a 3 there. That's big. Uh, really, I really like what Gowen's done tonight, even though he hasn't shot the ball amazing. Like he's 3 of 6 from three, only 3 of 10 from the field. Oh shoot. Um, and it's a please don't make that. Okay, missed it and rebound. But I was gonna shoot 7 point game now.
Oh.
What I was gonna say is I think Goodwin's had good control of the offense tonight.
Mhm.
This is not good.
Absolutely.
7 point game, 6 minutes left. No real ball handlers.
Dear.
There we go. Okuro. Oh my god. Now they missed. I need shoot. We're gonna blow this play.
No, you gotta believe. You gotta believe.
I have
Just put.
such low
I was
confidence
about
after
to
the
say
past
just put
week.
Garland back on the floor, but Garland's out. Put an injured Garland back on the floor, or on the floor, it will be okay.
Yeah. It's
Honestly,
just
sometimes you just need someone that can dribble the basketball
yeah. I mean,
and get
I
you
was
out of
just
some
complimenting
situations.
Goodwin, but now the offense is a little out of sync,
There
which
we
really
go.
sucks. I mean, I don't know why Allen hasn't touched the ball in like a quarter. Feels
We
like.
did have that missed hook shot.
Yeah, he did. All right, 5-4. Okay, that's a big 3 right here. Please miss. Okay, missed it. That's good. All right, so we're up by 7 with 5 minutes left now. Let's see. New comments. Cavs gonna do Garland like my Washington Commanders did RG3.
Oh man. Ravens
Yeah.
legend Robert Griffin III, by
Well,
the
I,
way.
I think yes, Okoro hit a 3. That's huge.
Bang!
There we go.
Under
He's hit
5 to
some
play.
big
Cavs
threes
lead by
recently.
10.
Yeah. But I actually like that the Cavs are sitting Garland because his health's a lot more important than winning these games. Regardless of how frustrated I might get about some of these games, his health is a lot more important than winning these January basketball games. Okay, Bing was my Uber there. Shoot, they have a wide. Nope. Okay.
According to ESPN, we have a 97% chance of winning.
Don't do that to me. Those ESPN odds always end up, just being like they had this amount of odds and then they blew it.
Oh, man.
But he said Cavs can do so. Yeah, that's pull up Matt Comey's comment about the Cavs. That's why I like what they're doing with keeping him out. But
Mhm.
yeah, I mean we all know what Washington did to RG3 that game. We were talking about Thibodeau earlier, and actually a point Gonzalo was making that I forgot to get to just because there was a lot of comments. I forgot to say, somebody just got a technical foul. I don't know what's going on. I think it was the Cavs, which isn't good. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, while this little thing's getting sorted out, Thibodeau, one of his big issues as a coach is he'll leave players on the floor for way too long. I mean, we saw it with Derrick Rose. We've seen it with other players, and he tires these guys out. I think the Knicks last year were burnt out by the postseason because these guys and Knicks fans complain about it all the time. These guys are playing like way too many minutes a night. Somebody like Cam Reddish is getting no minutes, and they're giving RJ Barrett like 38, 40 minutes, and this guy's gonna be burned out for the playoffs if they even make it, which isn't looking that great right now. But yeah, so that's what we were talking about. That's what I was gonna say with Thibodeau earlier. I don't know what's going on. Dean Wade caught a ball to the face, then stepped out of bounds, then Miles Plumlee got the ball, and for some reason it's like a big commotion right now. And then the Hornets hit a three. What's happening?
Yeah, so I have team rebound Hornets, Rozier 3, Cavs technical foul.
What the hell? Wait, what?
Why is that on the Cavs?
What did he hit the three? What is going on right now?
I don't know. When Rozier made a 3.
I didn't.
So it's 90 to 83.
So I think what happened was he was out. It sucks to not be able to hear the volume, but he was like out of bounds. I'm so confused right now, honestly.
And then
Cavs get screwed over by the refs every game, so I'm not really that shocked, but I'm very confused.
Oh man, Ed Davis played for about half the league. It felt like
Ed Davis. Okay, so here's what happened. They called the ball out of bounds, and then for some reason gave Rozier the 3. What the? That's literally what. I'm so lost right now, honestly. But yeah, Ed Davis came in for like 2 minutes for the Cavs the other night. Oh my god! And now they turned it over, and now another 3. Okay, missed it. And we can't get the rebound.
Oh, I didn't know Ed Davis's dad played in the NFL or played in the NBA.
Really? That's interesting. Yeah. All right, we're gonna be up by 4.
Toronto, Memphis, Lakers, Blazers, Nets, Jazz, Timberwolves, Cavs legend.
I have no confidence in the rest of this game right now. It's just, I don't understand what that call was. I didn't even see a 3 go in. I don't know how they got 3 points off of a 3 that didn't go in.
They said Ed Davis touched a player on the court from the bench. Okay. Just we need to answer. Just all you need is one bucket.
If anybody's watching and can explain what happens, because I don't have the volume on, and I'm watching, and I'm just. So was the reason why they got the 3 in the technical because Ed Davis came on the floor? Because I didn't see a 3 go in. Oh, Mobley. Okay, there we go. Up by 6 now. All right, we'll beat the refs and the. Okay, they said Ed Davis. Okay, that's what he said. Oubre is hurt, it looks like. Hope he's okay.
ESPN app just like glitched for a second and said the Hornets had like a 60% chance at winning. Like a split second later said Cavs were up to 90%.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus. Okay. That Oubre injury does not look good. Okay, I hope he's okay. Okoro came down his head, and it looked like his knee buckled too.
So, ouch.
Yeah, hope he's good.
It's very weird that Kevin Love is now our 6th man, but it happens.
Crazy, right?
Yeah.
But he's.
Do you think we retire his jersey when he eventually leaves the Cavs or retires?
What?
Do you think we retire Kevin Love's jersey?
Yes, definitely. Okay. He stayed through everything. Hornets announcers are great for this game. Yeah, I was actually thinking about that earlier. The Hornets and Cavs have like the 2 best announcers in basketball. They're not going to.
I like the Kings announcers.
Wait, I gotta get the volume on here.
Have you been playing 2K there, pal?
The ball. Jake, you've been on 2K recently? No, I actually we had so my roommate has his Xbox at school, so he has the Xbox, and my basement at home flooded, so I don't have any. I didn't during break and everything I didn't have anywhere to play video games at home either. So yeah, I haven't played 2K since like the summer.
I haven't played. The last one I got I think was 20. It's been a while.
Really? Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I haven't. This is the first 2K I haven't gotten since 12. Okay, so they're giving the Hornets the ball out of bounds with 4 minutes left. Cavs are up by
6.
So hopefully,
All right, like we're in a solid spot at least until James Harden magically appears and gets fouled and hits all 6 of his free throws.
yeah. I got on the TV in here now just because it's a little bit ahead on the TV as opposed to the phone. Shoot, Miles Plumlee he faked out Allen. Let's see. 3.5 minutes left, up by 4. Still in a decent position, but definitely not where I want to be when we're up 17. Good win. Yes, sir. Let's go. Good win 3. That's huge. Let's go. That's huge. That was a pretty deep 3 too.
Yeah, 27 feet.
Yeah. Curry, Clay, KD.
Another Grizzlies legend.
Yeah. Brandon Goodwin, he had some complications due to COVID last year too. So shout out to him for really making the comeback and becoming a big part of this Cavs team, because we needed him. We needed somebody off of waivers who could at least play basketball, because Kevin Pangos cannot play basketball. So
yes, can confirm. Can confirm.
Yeah, I respect what he's done internationally. Kevin Pangos, was a very good Gonzaga player. I forget where he played internationally, but apparently did very well. But in the NBA, he is just not it.
It is a 3-point game in Chicago, by the way.
Oh, wow. How much time left?
That is a great question.
When James said Curry, Clay, KD, Brown, Bosh, he was talking about opals. Okay, like opals. Okay, I remember this from
2K. Levert has 40.
Sheesh. He really wants to get out there.
Yeah, you think?
He's like, if you guys don't trade me, he's like, if you guys don't trade me, I'm gonna do the biggest thing I can do to ruin your franchise. I'm gonna win you basketball games.
Oh man, that is funny.
Oh, it's a 10-point game now, at least on my computer. It's a 6-point game.
I have 7 right now.
6-point game, 2:10 left is what I have. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. I have a 6-point game with 2:10 left. Raptors are up by 11. Let's check the stat lines there, because there's been a lot of players who've been going off recently. Van Vliet has
Pistons are kind of digging into that lead.
What?
The Pistons are kind of digging into the Celtics lead.
That's interesting.
There's a minute left, but that's going to matter a lot if you have points. Like if you bet on like
Celtics,
was it plus 10, plus 11, something like that?
Something like that, probably, yeah. All right, Cavs are back on. Okay, who was that? Who scored?
The Jazz are 8-0 run to start against Brooklyn.
Oh no! What'd they call there? Who's on the floor? Is that Rondo? They call an illegal screen? What is happening? What are these calls, man?
Offensive foul on Goodwin.
What are these calls? Oh, yeah. Well, he got pushed down. I don't understand how that's on Goodwin. Oubre shoved him. The NBA has it out for us, man. That's all I can say.
Can confirm. They let the cap jump a bunch, and so the Warriors could get Durant, and then we couldn't win 2 titles. And then now we're getting robbed of games.
3-point game. Hey.
Very dangerous play. Raptors.
Oh, sorry. I accidentally had the something about the Raptors going on my computer.
Apparently, Miles
Allen. Yes, Allen gets the M1. Let's go.
There we go. Apparently, Miles Bridges just did something.
Yeah, Miles Bridges had the dunk, but Plumlee had to retire. That was crazy. Allen was like, "You're not gonna let me get through. You're not gonna let me get to the hoop. I'm just gonna go through you." That was a nice play by Bridges, though. But
Oh
That was a
man.
beautiful play, actually. But this Allen dunk is crazy. He got slapped at by who's behind him too? Someone behind him. I don't know.
Because Plumlee fouled him on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Word to the Cleveland Cavaliers Twitter. Oh my Jared Allen. Yeah. Yeah. That's what we love to see. We
This
love
dude
to see
is
that.
electric tonight.
Yes, sir.
All right, so this is a good spot now. Up by 5 with 2 minutes left.
Mm-hmm.
And
Allen has
Plumlee
26
just
and
fouled.
21.
So, wait, what?
Allen has 26 and 21.
Insane.
Great night.
Also, correction, I've been calling him Miles Plumlee all day. It's Mason Plumlee, and he just fouled out. So I don't know what they're putting down low now, but
ESPN says PJ Washington.
PJ Washington's a good player, but he's not guarding Jared Allen.
Can anyone guard Jared Allen? That is the real question.
Yeah, right?
Mhm.
All right, so 6-point game, 2 minutes left. Damn, we're going over 2 hours and 5 minutes now. Still got 26% on my computer, so that's chilling. Please miss that, Washington. Shoot, he hit it. All right, 3-point game, 150 left. Hope Cavs can just survive this.
Makes sense. Okay.
The oh my is a shot at the Hornets announcers. Yeah, those Hornets announcers are hilarious. Goodwin, oh, he missed it. Damn it, that's like the first big shot he's missed in a while. 3-point game. They got a chance to tie it here. Please just get a stop. And they have tied it.
Well, PJ Washington might not be able to guard Jared Allen, but he can hit threes.
Yeah. All right. Don't ruin what happens next. Mobley got blocks. We're gonna lose this. They have nobody who can score right now. Just such BS. Like if we had Garland this game, we would have won by like 25. Like we just need somebody who can, control the court. So annoying.
All right, timeout, reset, get a bucket, get a stop, get another bucket, walk out with a W. Let's do it.
Splash, you ruined that play. Oh
What?
God, we lost. That sucks, man. First it was Garrett Temple, and then it's Garrett Temple, and then it's Kelly Oubre. Talk about these trash players going off against us, man.
What about PJ Washington?
PJ Washington's actually a good basketball player, though. Kelly Oubre is trash.
Don't know if I'd be saying that after he just hit a dagger.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. These guys who are not good basketball players always go off against us. It's crazy.
Oh, man.
Or at least, not
Right.
good NBA players. Obviously, they're good basketball players, but
It's timeout, get a bucket, get a stop, get a bucket.
it's hard to imagine us getting a bucket with these guys. Just there's no like creation offensively or anything right now. But hopefully we can get something. Just need 1 2-pointer and then stop and then another 2.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even think about the 3 here. But
I know what I would do. I would run a pick and roll, but I don't know if the NBA still. I spam pick and rolls when I play 2K. So like anytime I need a bucket, it's a pick and roll. Whether I'm driving to the hoop with the guard or dishing it off to the big man.
Yeah. Oh, this sucks, man. Just don't say what happens next, please.
Deal.
All right, let's see. Oh, there we go. Why'd he pass it out? Oh my God, this is a terrible. Okay. Oh my God, Love missed. Okay, Allen made it. Down by 1 with 35 seconds left. Need to stop here. If Kelly Oubre makes another 3, I'm gonna not be too happy. Shoot, that's definitely in. Nope. Okay. Cavs ball down 1. No foul? Oh my God, that's ridiculous. Love got fouled so hard at the buzzer. That's such BS. Wait. They're reviewing it? Wait, hold up 1 second. How is that not a foul? Love got his arm was grabbed during the shot. They don't think he's in the act of shooting. Love going. All right. Don't say anything else. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna.
This is so screwy when like one of us is like 3 seconds ahead of the other. And respect is
This
probably
is
ahead of
nuts,
both
man.
of us.
I wonder how many viewers we have right now. Probably got a ton because probably not. But
Yeah, I don't know how many we have on Twitter. We have a few on YouTube.
oh man. Oh God. Go figure. The game we're actually watching together. This happens.
Oh my goodness.
Let's go. 2 shots. Let's go.
All right, K-Love, let's do the thing.
Wait. Okay. These announcers are confusing me. This is
As long as you're not George Hill. As long as you're not George Hill.
Quite the game we got to watch. I'm a little bit worried he's gonna miss one, but you know what? I don't think Love would miss 2 free throws. So at the very least, I think we have overtime, but who knows?
Okay, the Celtics did beat the Pistons, but the Pistons covered. So if you had Pistons plus 10,
Hornets are challenging it now.
You got killed all game. But
I wonder if they're gonna overturn. But they just reviewed it, right?
Yeah, they just reviewed. It's like the game was over, and then they reviewed it, and they said he's fouled, 2 free throws, and now how are you able to challenge and overturn? What?
How is that not a shooting foul?
What is going on here?
All right, the Hornets can't complain about the refs after that freaking 4-point play that made no sense before. Give me a break. The Hornets announcers they're just wrong about this end of the game. He was clearly in the act of shooting, and Okoro, yeah, he fouled him, but the Hornets had like 4 plays before that went their way. So Love's going to line, it looks like. But the Hornets still have a timeout left, so it's not over regardless. Let's see, is anyone?
Respect says that call should be on the floor.
My house is on the... And he made the first? This is just the type of game the Cavs would lose on a buzzer beater, though. Like, some like...
Gotta believe, boys. Gotta believe.
Yes, we do. I have a hard time with negativity sometimes in these type of games. All right, up by 1. See if I can...
Oh, my goodness.
What?
Like, ESPN is having a spaz right now. Like, it was like when Love missed the shot, it like flipped all of the
You're gonna hear
thing.
what happens anyway, either from me or Gamecast. So you want to just turn on Gamecast so I have the reaction?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, cool. Because
All right.
I'll tell you like 3 seconds. I'll tell you like 3 seconds later anyway what happened.
Okay, and I'll even go zoom in so I can't see any comments, and you'll get to see a really dark version.
Okay.
Oh boy,
man, this is nerve wracking, man.
We got to do this for March Madness.
Oh my God, yeah.
Except with March Madness, I'll actually have it on the TV, like a real TV, and not just watching on my phone.
That's crazy.
So Hornets
Such
probably
a big
call the
game for
timeout.
Cavs too. Well, the good thing is they shouldn't be able to get anything at the hoop because you got Jared Allen and Mobley down there. There's no reason they should be able to get anything at the hoop.
But they have what, 1.2?
Yeah.
Okay. I think we can get a start. Like, if there's anything we know about the Cavs this year, it's that they're very good defensively. You have all of your defensive pieces out there. You have Okoro, you have Mobley, you have Allen, so you can contest any shot. So if they make it, they make it, but you're going to make it more difficult to make any shot in this situation.
Yeah. I mean, if a 3 happens, a 3 happens, but nothing at the hoop,
Right.
Or it can't be an open 3 either. But,
yeah, I know what you mean.
There's 1.2 seconds left. We're up by 1. I'd much prefer them shooting as 3 than
Yeah. Like if they make a contested 35-footer over 5 defenders, okay.
Let's go! Cavs win! Let's go!
Let's go, baby!
Let's go! Oh my God, what a game!
There we go. Let's go.
Oh my God! Wow. Well, good game. If there's any Hornets fans,
I got a stat for you. Nikola Vucevic is the first Bull since 1996 with 35 and 15 and 3 blocks. But
wait, what
the
happened?
Cavs win. Vucevic had a monster game. 35, 15, and 3 blocks.
Yeah, he has some of those games where it's just crazy.
We won against the Hornets and the refs.
Yes.
What a time to be alive. Allen Defensive Player of the Year. It's time. Oh, wow. Watch for ball game. That's a W, ladies and gentlemen.
That is a W.
That is a W.
Mac Homie unfortunately lost his house on the Hornets money line, so RIP over there.
Oh my goodness. You know that I think that's the rookie, the Ayo Donosuma kid for the Bulls.
Yeah.
He just had a dagger of a dunk against the Pacers.
Damn. Wow,
Let me try
that
to
game
pull
was
it up.
nuts. Watch for Oubre. Yeah, Oubre was cooking that quarter. I mean, he has not been good this year, Oubre, but he was cooking that quarter. That was nerve-wracking, man. I thought we were about to blow that. I did not have much confidence after that.
I kept faith. We got the W. Eat it, Frankie. Let's go.
Oh my God. So what happened was Ed Davis just randomly touched. What was he thinking? Ed Davis just touched Terry Rozier on that 3-pointer for no reason.
Huh.
And that's why they got the 4 points, which ultimately ended up leading to that. That game was nuts, man. That's crazy. We were on stream for that type of a basketball game.
Okay, I am going to pull up. It's not the Cavs clip. I don't know if that's loaded yet, but I do have this game-sealing dunk from Chicago or from Indiana. Well, it's by a Chicago player against Indiana.
Yeah.
Oh, there's downvotes? Hold up. Twitter has downvotes now?
Yeah.
Wow. uSTADIUM said those for 7 years.
Wait. I saw something about downvotes, but it's not on normal tweets.
Here
we go.
Up 3. Dosumu on the drive! Dosumu!
It's going very slow.
Bulls, no fouls to get for the Pacers. You do not have to foul here with the Bulls
great,
up 3.
not great quality there, but at least it's
Dosumu on the drive! Dosumu!
Okay, well, Donosuma, I believe that's Donosuma, the kid for Chicago. Nice dunk. Mm-hmm. They're up by 4. I think they pulled out the win over the Pacers.
Yeah.
But the Cleveland Cavaliers have...
Game, man. That was a game we needed to win, too. After the last week with the Pistons and Rockets loss, that would have sucked.
Huge win.
17. Yeah, that was huge. I mean, that puts us right back in the thick of the Eastern Conference, race to the first seed, I guess you'd call it. Chicago has Philadelphia on Sunday, and then Phoenix on Monday. That could potentially be 2 losses. And then Miami has Charlotte.
All right, great win. There is nothing better. There is nothing on this earth better than getting uSTADIUM points. What a time to be alive.
And your team winning along with the
exactly. My winning uSTADIUM points on my team winning. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, if you're here live with us, if you've been tuning in, thank you. We appreciate it. Make sure
Yes, we
you
really appreciate.
smash that like
There was a
button.
lot of great conversation that went on tonight. Is there anything else you want to talk about? There was actually one more thing I want to talk about if you're up for it,
Yeah, go ahead.
which was the possibility of a De'Aaron Fox, Julius Randle. I don't know if it has to be a swap. I'm assuming the Knicks would probably have to add in more. But two players who are underperforming this year and probably need a change of scenery. Doing a little switch from one team to another.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about that?
The Kings suck. But
They have
the Knicks are
pieces.
the Knicks are kind of stuck in this purgatory that people thought they were going to be good, but they're not. So to me, I think we touched on this last week that the Knicks are kind of based on the talent level of the Knicks, like, okay, they're fine, but they overachieved a little bit last year, and now you have expectations, and those expectations are really scary, right? Like that's one thing with the Cavs, for example. Let's say we go to the second round this year, and then next year you're expecting, oh, they're going to improve. Well,
but I think
not.
the Cavs. I think the difference, because a lot of people compared the Cavs to the Knicks. I think the difference is the Cavs have like three like legitimately amazing basketball players, whereas the Knicks just had a bunch of really solid, like it was a bunch of role players and who were really solid role players, and Randall basically, who was playing like a number one option during the regular season, but we all know Randall's not a number one option, and that's shown a lot this year. I think De'Aaron Fox in New York, he feels like a guy who could become a big time type of player. And you know, I think Randall would get that stress of being in New York off him if he got traded. I still think he's a good basketball player, but yeah, I don't think New York's the right place for him. So I think it would be interesting.
That's
Very
fair.
interesting.
That's fair. So I mean, I don't know. It's weird with the whole, like when you swap players of that caliber too, and it's just like a really not a like for like, but a borderline all-star level player for a borderline all-star level player, essentially. And those can be a little screwy sometimes. I don't know. If it was a straight up Fox for Randall swap, who do you think would be the winner of that trade?
I think the Knicks would, because the Knicks really need guard play.
I agree.
They can finally give Obi a lot more opportunities. But I think Obi's actually played really well and he's gotten his opportunities this year.
He gets to be in the dunk contest.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Finally open up some more opportunities for Reddish too, who I think Reddish.
I don't know why they just weren't playing him. Like he had, I think, like 8 minutes played.
Out when everyone had COVID in Atlanta, and then Atlanta for some reason wanted to get rid of him. I don't know if there's like something they're not telling us or something. Like maybe he's a bad locker room presence or something. But in terms of basketball player, that guy is really
he's pretty good. There's a reason he was the number 3 option on that Zion and RJ team, right?
Yeah.
He's a good basketball player. It's just sometimes your teammates are Zion Williamson and
RJ Barrett.
RJ Barrett, and then your NBA teammates are Ice Trey the Game and John Collins.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes you don't really get an opportunity. And I think that would be, if you make that trade, even if you have to give up another player or some later draft compensation, I think would be a great trade. And then you open up Reddish as like the wing kind of player. Like Randall is not necessarily a wing, but he is that point forward, more of a mold.
Yeah.
Then if Reddish takes that, then you can say, okay, Reddish is the second best player on the team, or Reddish has the opportunity to be the second best player on the team. You have RJ there still. Then you bring in a guy like De'Aaron Fox, who's incredibly talented and can get to the basket and score points. And again, as we've said, teams are undefeated when they score more points than their opponents.
Yes. Crazy stat right there.
Yeah, crazy stat. Did you see the I think it was Grizzlies Sixers game a couple days ago that the Grizzlies started overtime up by 1?
Did they get a technical? Yeah, they got a technical.
It was a tech, but it was just a funny screenshot.
That's pretty funny, yeah.
They go into overtime up by 1.
Yeah.
So a little wrap up before we leave.
So, wait, there was one more thing I wanted to get to. Just because this is a Cavs-based stream. I just want to check their schedule for the rest of the month, if that's cool.
Go Cavs. Yeah, absolutely.
So We have the Pacers on Sunday at 6:00 at home. Hopefully Garland's back for that game. Then I feel extremely confident. But regardless, after how they played tonight, I feel pretty confident.
Yeah, the Pacers aren't very good on the road.
Yes. Then we have San
They're already
Antonio
good
at
in general,
home.
but they aren't.
Yeah. Then we have San Antonio at home Wednesday. Hopefully, I think everyone will be back by then. At Indiana on Friday. So hopefully this is the week that last week was supposed to be. Because I feel a lot better now that we beat the Hornets. That was
like the Pacers do have a pulse at home. Kind of the Spurs do too. But it's if you beat them this week, and then you knock them off next week, and you rattle off 3 or 4 wins in a row, and then you're like feeling good. You head into the All-Star break in Cleveland. You get that boost of energy. Garland, hopefully Allen, they get some recognition, right? That's gonna be good. And this is a really nice stretch for us. And
listen to this.
This is exactly true. Okay.
So
I was gonna say I didn't know if this was exactly true, but I do believe we have the easiest schedule remaining still.
I think it's like third or fourth easiest because we had the Rockets and the Pistons last week. It might be like second easiest because we were pretty far and away the easiest schedule left. So yeah, it's pretty close if it's not. But we have those.
I know Portland has a really easy schedule too.
Yeah, they do. But then our last 2 games before the All-Star break, we play in Philadelphia and in Atlanta. Those are going to be tests. But if we're 34-21 going to those games, we drop those.
If you split those or
we go in the All-Star break 35-22. Completely happy with that.
That's great.
And then after the All-Star break,
people said we would win 20 games all year anyways.
26.5 was the over/under.
Wow.
And then to round out February, we have at Detroit on my birthday. Then at home against Washington, which right now I'm planning on being the first Cavs home game I've ever been to. Been a fan.
Wow, I've been to 2.
Yeah, it was against Washington.
Both of them were exhilarating because,
It was against. I thought it was against Charlotte when you saw them.
Yeah, I went to the Charlotte one, and I also went to the Grizzlies one that Ja tried to kill K-Love.
Oh right, yeah. So
I'm very excited. Wednesday, Thursday, then we went to the Ravens Browns game.
Yes, we went together. That was a great time.
Yeah, that was great. Go Ravens.
So they have Washington then, and then they got Minnesota to round out the month. So, so
lots of winnable games.
Yeah, winnable games. Even the 76ers and Hawks. I mean, we've got very good paint presence, which is going to bother Embiid. And the Hawks, the Hawks are so,
all over the place
from game to game. Yeah.
So if Garland's back, then you can really attack Trey.
Anyone.
Well, I guess Trey can attack Garland, but
and
Garland can attack Trey. And
Raptors are up by 8 with a minute left, so it looks like they're going to win that. So the Cavs right now are in 4th place, tied with the 76ers who are ahead of them and the Bucks who are below them. So the Cavs are tied for 3rd place. Could go as low as 5th place in those ties. And then they are up.
Love to hear it.
They're up 3.5 on the Raptors who are in 6th place and 2 on the Nets who are 3.5 on the Raptors who are in 7th place, 2 on the Nets who are in 6th place. But the Raptors are about to get that win, so that's going to make it a 3-game lead.
Although the Nets are down there in Salt Lake. So
they're playing right now. What's the score of that game?
38-27 Jazz.
Oh, awesome. Well, then we'd be up 2.5 games on the 6th seed, so that'd be huge. Because the Nets are going to
Dallas plays Philly in about half an hour.
Wait, who plays Philly?
Dallas.
I didn't see that. Wait. Oh, so if they lose to Dallas tonight, we're up to 3rd. That's awesome.
Yeah. So there's a Dallas is like slight favorites. So there's a outside shot. We will be the number 3 seed when we wake up in the morning.
Awesome. And
love to see that.
We're 1 game back of Miami. Let's just for fun purposes. So today's the 4th, right? So tomorrow the Hornets get another home game against the Heat. That'll be an interesting one. If the Heat lose that, we'll be a half game back of the Heat. If the Heat win that, will be a game and a half back. So things are looking up in Cleveland right now. Things are looking up.
We have the best defense in the NBA by points allowed.
I think it's the 3rd best net rating in basketball.
We have the best total defense in according to points allowed per game.
He said, let's be honest. Knicks got Reddish for Zion in the future. I would not be surprised.
Just get the 2019 Duke Blue Devils.
Yeah.
Solid. So we allow 102.4. The Warriors allow 102.7. And the Mavericks of all teams allow 103.8.
Yeah. No, the Mavericks have been great. So what number are we? 3rd?
We're 1st.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 1st in points allowed per game. That does come at the cost that we are 12th in the East in points per game.
Yeah, it's not too surprising, honestly. Especially these games with Garland out. It's been such a grinded out type of game.
Yeah, 23rd overall, but you know what? We're still winning basketball games. We're 7-3 in our
over
last
500,
10.
man. If anyone told me that at the beginning of the season, I would have taken it.
Yeah, we actually lead the East in point differential per game.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, we had that 6-game stretch where we won by like 30 points every game, but
right. Oh, the Warriors have won 8 in a row. I didn't realize that.
Warriors have? Wow.
Yeah, the Warriors have won 8 in a row. Guess who's the longest losing streak in the NBA?
Well, I know the Kings snapped their 8-game losing streak against the Nets. Nets 6-game losing streak.
Yep.
Yeah. Crazy. And Harden wants out of there now. Like I said before, as Cavs fans, that's kind of my worst nightmare. The Nets getting Simmons and the 76ers getting Harden.
Yeah, because then both of them get better, right? Yeah. It's one thing if like they're both in total dysfunction, or at least like if Harden is like kind of okay and then Simmons isn't even playing, like that's great for us.
Yeah.
But if you swap them and they like fit in like pieces in a puzzle, it's like no. Because I think that's one thing that we need to look at. That this is a very manageable year in the East. If you get Garland if Garland's healthy, if Sexton's healthy,
if you can get a LeVert,
yeah, I think there's a very
Sexton back,
like there's a very real chance. I'm not predicting, but it's kind of like the AFC this year, or kind of like the East in the bubble.
I feel a lot like this Bengals team. I'm not trying to put that out there because I don't want the basketball gods to just say nope, you're getting another injury next game or something. But
yeah, like go 0-25 for no reason.
But
that would be my luck. Or hey, the Ravens actually did that. They went 0-6 to end the year for no reason.
Yeah. Hornets are all the way back.
But I will say
place now. Wait, what are you saying?
Okay, my Wi-Fi is okay. I don't know. Maybe it's a sign that we should get off.
Is your Wi-Fi cutting out?
Ouch.
You good?
Yeah, I should be good.
Okay. All right. Well, you want to wrap it up now then?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow us for more awesome content. You can go on Twitter at uSTADIUM. You can go on Instagram at uSTADIUM. We may or may not be able to do some Twitter Spaces.
Yes,
so I know
we were talking about that the other day. Twitter Spaces.
I've done one before.
Cool.
So I'm excited.
No, I think that would be a really cool way for us to do it. And we could potentially have a Twitter account for this channel coming up sooner rather than later. But obviously if we're in Twitter Spaces, we'd probably use our personal accounts, or one of us on the
I'll get Nick or Henry to start one with the uSTADIUM account, so we have 35,000 follows.
Yes.
35,000 people that can see it, right? Because I tried to do one for my personal and no one came to it. And I don't have like a great following, but I have some people there. It's like no one's here.
Yeah,
if you know what I mean.
I think it's kind of like respect. I think it's kind of like Instagram Lives when if you start one, people are just not going to come unless there's a lot more. And thank you, Respect. Really appreciate it. And yeah, definitely we're gonna get on those Spaces soon. So.
Yeah, so because I've seen Wob do a couple of those, and I was actually listening to one. And it's like I'm inspired to do one. I want to talk about baseball though, so that was a lot lot of fun.
I've been some callers because I have a personal account and then I have a Cavs account where I just go on my rants, either happy or sad depending on the night about the Cavs.
Darius Garland for MVP.
Darius Garland for MVP. Darius Garland's not an all-star anymore.
Yep, I've been there. I've been there. Try quarterback Lamar Jackson. Oh boy.
Yeah, but with which by the way, my Twitter accounts are at Hip Hop Twist is my main account where I talk about hip hop and sports, and then NBA NFL Twist is where I talk about Cavs basketball. But on there, I was talking about trying to get Spaces going, but I haven't done it yet. But that would be pretty cool because it seems like every team besides the Cavs has like a big Twitter Space after their games. So definitely want to get that going.
Absolutely, and I can I can talk to Henry. I can talk to Nick. We can set up one with uSTADIUM, get
That'd
us
be
both
awesome.
as admins and get us talking and continue the conversation, get you guys involved, because that's really the
Yes.
important thing. It's
Because we
about
really
building a
appreciate these
community.
comments. They've been, really helping us really have stuff to talk about. And
Mhm.
especially today, when we're watching the game and talking, it was nice to get, some more topics. So it's not just you watching us watch the game. It's you watching us watch the game while we're talking about other stuff. So, and we're definitely going to do something like this again. This was so perfect. So,
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just
and
it's
I
a
think,
perfect, like right in our time slot Fridays.
yeah, the
Actually,
perfect.
yeah,
Wait,
perfect.
keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, like right now would be about 45 minutes into our normal show.
Yeah.
So.
The March 6th, Sunday, the Cavs are on ESPN against the Toronto Raptors. I think we have to do something for that one.
I think we're gonna have to set the date.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then and I would imagine, also Respect says in Grizzlies post game spaces often check us out at EJ2K19. All right,
Shout
we'll
out
do.
to,
I think I might follow you already.
Shout out
But
to
I'll drop you a follow.
EJ2K19. I'll follow on both accounts. I'm probably not following right
I'll
now.
drop a
So
follow.
let's see.
For sure.
EJ2K19, right?
Yep.
All right, let's drop a follow.
I am unable to follow more people at this time.
Oh, you're right. That's happened to me before. Been there, done that.
Oh man.
So
I will follow you at some time there, EJ. Appreciate the love, appreciate the support.
Yeah, really appreciate it, man.
Yeah. So
sticking around for Jesus, we're at 2.5 hours now, which was our target time because that's how long basketball games usually last.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely. So any final thoughts?
Nope, it was an amazing win. I'm still very happy they won that game. That was. I mean, it's gonna be on video forever now that I thought we had no chance in that last minute, and I said
you're gonna pull it out, baby.
Yes, and it's crazy because the only thing I was thinking when I said they should go for 2 and then get another 2 is I was thinking about the end of that Raptors game when they were down by, I think it was 15 or 16 points. It was Sexton's second to last game, I think, with the Cavs this year, and they ended up coming back to down 101-98 with like 40 seconds left. I think Garland threw a lob to Allen. Then they get the stop. I think Van Vliet missed a 3. And then Sexton drove to the hoop, gets tied up. He wins the jump ball. Garland comes down, gets fouled, and they hit 2 free throws, and they happen to win 102-101, just like in this game. So
it happens.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Crazy.
So for sure, go Cavs, 100%. You know what? I'm gonna tell our listeners something. You know how like most people when they like end a conversation, it's like goodbye or I love you if it's like a family member.
We end up talking for another hour.
Yeah. Jake and I always say go Cavs. Like that is our sign off to each other.
Well, we say go Cavs when we say we're gonna stop talking to each other, and then it's like, oh, something else popped up, and we just end up talking for another hour just because.
Yeah. Oh man. And then we end up actually saying go Cavs, and today was a go Cavs kind of night. Big time win. 5.5 point dogs tonight. Got the win.
Yeah.
The Cavs continue to be the Dogecoin of NBA teams.
Yes.
Going
up.
Nobody's
going to want to face in the playoffs with this defense.
Yeah, when Garland comes back, or when Garland and Sexton come back, and we can actually score the basketball. Oh man!
Oh my God. I mean, dude, think we did this? We beat a pretty good basketball team without Markkanen and Garland. It's pretty impressive. I mean, 4 of our top 6 players were out. 1.5 of our top 6 players when it looked like Allen had a bad injury. So,
yeah, great win.
Go Cavs.
Yeah, go Cavs. So, thank you guys for watching, and
thank you. Appreciate the love as always.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Again, follow, like the stream, follow on Twitter, Instagram, subscribe to the channel. Check out some of the Senior Bowl clips I posted. Those have been going absolutely ballistic for some reason. I wish this could go ballistic. I wish this could have 6,000 viewers.
Soon. These are too good to not
one day. One day it will. Because like we had the one. My last point, we had a video get 6,000 views, and it's just like a 25-second clip from Mobile. It's like,
that's awesome.
All right. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out. Go Cavs.
Peace, guys. Appreciate the love.